Foul to the left of Gaither. H-back is De La Fuente. Gaither wants to throw the deep fade. He's got a man open. Caught. Parrish. Cox, the third. Touchdown. Connally, 24 yards.
This is Connally Cadets Football, presented by Masonic Construction, building trust with quality work since 1969. American Bank, face-to-face banking, state-of-the-art technology, local decisions. Parsons Roofing, it's not just a roof, it's our reputation. Steel spectator seating for grandstands, bleachers, and press boxes, with design, engineering, and fabrication at sturdasteel.com.
Long left it at the turf, picked it up at the 35, and Long gets loose, and he's probably gone. Marcus Long Jr., 72 yards, touchdown.
And Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, Southwest Sports Medicine.
At the Gatesville 49, this is Weisner. He turns the corner, Trey, 45, 40, and down the sideline he goes. 10, 5. How did he score? How in the world did he tightrope the sideline? 49 yards. I thought he ran out of room.
Alan Samuels, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Petty Clinic Low T. The Willis Law Firm. Graham Properties. Richard Carr Motors. Halo Athletic Center. Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. First Central Credit Union. Camille Johnson Realty. Boozer's Jewelers. Bird Culchin Ford.
Now here's David Smoke, Paul Catalina, and Craig Smoke.
Well, good evening on this gorgeous night, a Friday night in China Spring, Texas. Just a little bit on the northwest side of Waco, Texas, in a showdown in Class 4A Division II, District 9 4A, between China Spring and Connally. The winner of this game will secure the number 2 seed in District 9 4A Division II. The loser, the number 3 seed. Gerald and Gatesville will meet tonight to decide who is the number 4 seed. Salado wrapped up the district championship earlier this year, beat Connally, and then the following week, 28-14 winners against China Spring. So that locked up the number 1 seed. And the other side, we'll get into that, who they will play in District 10 4A Division II. We do know where Connally will play and win their opening game of the playoffs on November 12th. That will be a Thursday. The opponent yet to be determined. This is a series 23rd meeting. Connally leads the series overall 13-9, including winning last year when they beat China Spring 21-20, 38-16 the year before that. But it was just 3 years ago. China Spring spanked the Cadets 59-12. And think about this. Connally last year had a team that was 12-1, and they beat China Spring 21-20. Cadets had JV on Sunday. They had Black. They had Pullen. They have now, of course, Pullen the younger Tory, but that was a good team and came here and only escaped with a 1-point win. This is not a long-time rivalry, but it's one with proximity makes it a very intense rivalry now that China Springs Division II.
Oh yeah, I mean this isn't La Vega and Connally level rivalry. It's not China Spring and La Vega level rivalry, but it's a rivalry. I mean, these two schools are in the same town. They've played each other a lot. I mean, over the years. I mean, not a lot, but enough to where they don't like each other. Look, it's second and third place. You don't like those dudes tonight. You don't like them. You don't only played them in Pop Warner and all that stuff. You don't like them tonight because they're standing in the way of you and a better playoff seed.
There have been whispers throughout really the last few days about what China Spring may be dealing with. And so far this year, knock on wood, Connally's been very fortunate when it comes to COVID, and perhaps that Connally's had to deal with that a little. China Springs had to deal with that a little bit, but we don't know yet how much it affects actually not just the players, but the coaching staff. But when I watched the pregame, looking at the various numbers, Craig and Paul and I were looking at who they were using on the offensive line, because that might be where there might be a player or two for the Cougars who might not be playing tonight. Meanwhile, again, the winner of this game will be the number 2 seed in 9 4A Division II, and the loser tonight will finish as the number 3 seed. No matter what, if you were the number 2 seed, you thought you could host a game, and that for either team would be home, but they're going to end up, at least we know for sure, Connally will play in Madisonville on Thursday, November 12th. Both teams, the entire district has next week off to have a chance to kind of regroup, get some people healthy. And on top of that, that was the week they built in case there were any games in the district that were shut down. Unfortunately, that has not been the case in District 9 4A Division 2. China Spring had a game with Lampasas, remember, wiped out in what would have been a real measuring stick for them, with Lampasas one of the top teams in 4A Division 1. When we come back, we'll look at the rest of the district, also look ahead to who might be playing next week. Paul Catalina's player profile with Tori Pullen, and my conversation with Cadets head coach Shane Anderson. Brian Bell, the head coach at China Spring, played football here. Shane Anderson, the head coach at Connally, played football at Connally. So 2 teams, 2 coaches coaching their alma mater on this gorgeous and last Friday in October, the day or the eve of Halloween, on Sikkim 365 Radio and 106.7 FM The Eagle.
The Sikkim 365 Radio High School Football Showcase is sponsored by the U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company at GoArmy.com or 254-598-8131.
Boots add protection. Good boots help you climb better and move forward faster. And when your son or daughter steps into the boots of a U.S. Army officer, they also learn how to lead. In these boots, they'll gain more confidence with expert training in one of more than 150 occupational specialties. In these boots, they'll stand a little taller and lead a team with diverse backgrounds and areas of expertise to successfully accomplish whatever challenge comes next. In these boots, they'll earn respect with valuable experience from day one that will give them solid footing for success into the future. Highly qualified candidates who earn a spot on our team can receive comprehensive health care coverage, college tuition assistance, and a bonus of up to $40,000. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Central Credit Union has expanded our playbook. Ready to kick off as a first-time home buyer? Having a hard time making the first down? First Central's Open Door Mortgage loans up to 95% of the appraised home value. Our starting lineup includes low closing costs, no points, low origination fees, flexible terms, and competitive rates. Thinking about mortgage refinancing? This way works for you too. Apply online at firstcentralcu.com. We are opening doors to home ownership at First Central.
Some restrictions apply. Rates subject to change. Equal housing lender. Member NCUA.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs, even offering financing if that's needed. Everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
The District 9 4A Division II update is brought to you by Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat, your friend in the car business on Loop 340 and east of 84 in Waco. Come by. Let's be friends.
Head coach Shane Anderson, as I mentioned, played at Connally High School, 6 years as a head coach, 35 wins, 29 losses. Also has been an assistant a couple of different times at Midway under Terry Gamble, who's now the head coach at Allen. He was at what is now Robert E. Lee, now Legacy High School in Tyler, and also at Giddings. China Springs, Brian Bell, third year as the head coach, 18-14, went to school here, played football, and played in the national championship for Sam Houston State at quarterback. He has not been anywhere else but here, coaching under his father, Mark Bell, who's now the athletic director. Mark Bell was the head coach at China Spring for 21 years from 1997 through 2017. We did their games back in 2016 when they went to the semifinals and lost to Carthage in that remarkable game when they lost to Carthage in the semifinals up at the Ford, the Star in Frisco. They lost the year before that in the quarterfinals to La Vega, 20-7. That game was at McLean Stadium, and that was the year La Vega went on to win the state championship. So the district right now, Salado wins it 8-1, 4-0 overall. They're playing tonight, Salado at home against Robinson, and they'll be able to name their score. China Spring, Connally here. Gerald plays Gatesville on the road. The winner of that game secures the number 4 seed, and they get the honor of playing Carthage in the first round of the playoffs. Carthage, of course, has won a bucket full of championships in the last 10 or 12 years in Class 4A. Also tonight, this is the game that probably sets up the winner and loser of Center at Jasper. Will most likely play the winners and losers of this one tonight between Connally and China Spring. Both teams are 2-1 in the district. Rusk seems to be an edge up at the number 4 seed. They're playing tonight at home against Shepherd. They should win that game. There's a chance Rusk could get involved in being a 2nd or 3rd seed as they're playing next week at Center. But right now it appears as if it'll be Carthage, the winner of Jasper and Center at 2 and 3, and Rusk, the number 4 seed. They have another week left in their schedule. They don't have that buffer week. They also have games next week. Coming up, Paul Catalina's profile of two-way starter on offense and defensive line. Torrey Pullen, his brother, is at Oklahoma State. He got a new offer this week as well. The player profile with Connally Cadets football at China Spring next on Sikkim 365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Masonic Construction is celebrating 52 years as an award-winning, family-owned and operated business excelling in general construction and construction management. Masonic Construction is proud to support Connally ISD's tradition of excellence in education and athletics, including owners calling Connally High their alma mater, Vicky Masonic, class of 1974, and Aaron Miner from the class of 2002. Masonic Construction, celebrating 50-plus years by building trust with quality work. MasonicConstruction.com.
Boozers is the wedding ring store and more. If you're ready to get engaged or already married and want to upgrade your wife's ring for a special anniversary, Boozers is the place to go. With the largest selection of premier quality diamond engagement rings and wedding rings in Central Texas. They have 7 cases with over 300 styles of rings from top designers like Natalie Kay. Choose from yellow, white, or rose gold, plus beautiful top quality loose diamonds. With an in-house jeweler, they can also custom make anything you want. Bring in a picture or drawing and let Boozers create your one-of-a-kind pendant or ring. They can even use some of your old gold and diamond jewelry to create something new. At Boozers, you'll find a great selection of quality timepieces, and Boozers is the place for expert watch maintenance and repairs, too. They specialize in expert Rolex watch repair for fine jewelry, watches, custom work, and more. Go to Boozers on Valley Mills and Lake Air Drive in Waco.
Boozers, the wedding ring store.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible and rewarding challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like our free First mobile app, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. That's the First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tonight's Connally Cadets player profile is sponsored by Sturda Steel Spectator Seating for grandstands, bleachers, and press boxes with design, engineering, and fabrication at SturdaSteel.com.
Our player profile this week is Firebrand defensive tackle Torrey Pullen. He's an intense kid, but he's got a big heart. Here's my interview with the senior defensive tackle.
Torrey, would I be correct in assessing you when you put the helmet on as your fire lights and you're an intense player?
Yes, sir. I'm a pretty intense player. I just love hustling to the ball. I just try to make the plays as best I can.
Sometimes your emotions do get the better of you. I've seen that, like, you kind of get out over your skis a little bit. But have you started to learn how to like rein that in and channel it the right way?
Yes, sir. I have. Yes, sir. I have. Feel like I'm matured. I just got to take my anger out on the next play. I just got to realize it's a next play, so I should take my anger out on that play or the person I line against.
Let's do word association. Quarterback.
Quarterback is just a person I'm trying to kill. Just a person I'm trying to knock his helmet off. Just trying to get him.
That seems to be the mentality for your defense, is just go hunt. You guys, when it comes down to it, this is a team that's built around defense and the heart of defense. Do you like that, especially being a defensive guy, that like this team, even though the offense is good, like it really pumps around you stuffing people?
Yes, sir. Defense, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just defense, once the defense up, everybody's turned up.
You guys are genuinely mad when you give up a score, aren't you?
Yes, sir, we are. Now, then we go to the sidelines and try to adjust and see what we did wrong. So the next drive, it won't happen.
Yeah. All right, so you're starting to pick up some offers. I think you've got, 6 now?
Yes, sir. I have. This is on my 6th offer. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hendrick State. So that's got to be an exciting process. I know you've watched other people go through it and family go through it and all that. What have you learned from all that and taking in all these offers? I know it's different this year because of COVID. You can't really go and do some of the things that you would have normally done. But what's that process been like for you?
It's been a hard process, but at the same time, I just left it in God's hands. I just went with the flow and just see where life takes me. And then I was blessed with 6 offers.
Do you enjoy talking to those coaches?
Yes, sir. I love to enjoy. Yes, sir. I do. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Do you like just talking ball?
Yeah, yes, sir. And sometimes I like talking about how they're going to better me when I get there. Mm-hmm. What is my education like? What programs do they have to help me get better to get my overall goal?
Obviously, football is a goal. Playing football at the next level. What would you like to study? Do you even know yet?
Right now, I don't know if I want to be a game warden or if I want to run a business. Okay,
that's 2 different things. But game warden. So you must like being in the outdoors, hunting, fishing. Is that what you like to do?
Yes, sir. I'm a country kid. I grew up in the country. Yes,
okay.
Sir.
All right. So when I say let's go hunting, what do we want to hunt for?
Sometimes I go hunt rabbits, or sometimes we can go deer hunting, hog hunting. I must like going hog hunting.
Who would you say is your go-to person in life when you've got a decision to make, you got a tough call to make, you just need to be in your feelings for a minute? Who do you talk to?
I talk to my mother the most about what's going on and what should I do to help me or guide me.
What is she like?
My mom is she's a nice lady. She's a hard worker. She taught me how to work hard.
Does she come and watch you play?
Yes, sir. She hasn't missed a game.
Okay. What is she like as a fan?
She's the biggest support. She's my biggest support ever. She's the number 1 fan.
Does she get loud?
Yes, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. She does.
So I'm going to ask you about one of these 15-yard penalties. So you get a 15-yard penalty. Does she get mad at you?
She's on my head. She's on my head, yes, sir. I got to hear her and my daddy all night when I get a 15-yarder.
You're an intense guy. Do you have a player you watch in the NFL that you say that guy I can match his intensity, or a player that you like to watch?
I like watching Aaron Donald and Chris Jones.
What's your favorite thing about him?
He's just quick. He just loves getting to the ball, and he's a technician. He's a technician. His field work is unbelievable. It's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so here you are down towards the end of the year. What have you guys, all the stuff that's gone on, here we are at the last regular season game. How close has this team come because of all that, and how much have you guys learned about each other?
Actually, at first we wasn't a team, but now going through the season, we came really close like this. Person in that locker room is my brother. That's my brother. I got their back and they got my back.
That's our player profile of Torrey Pullen. David Smokes up next with head coach Shane Anderson. This is Connally Cadets Football on SIGM 365 Radio and 106.7 The Eagle.
With a proven performance reputation spanning 85 years, Sturda Steel operates with one sole purpose, producing the highest quality seating solutions with the best and most efficient processes in the industry. With engineered, fabricated, and installed grandstands and bleachers all across North America. Whether seating 50 to 50,000, the skill and versatility of our workmen are evident in the quality and precision work detailed on every bleacher and grandstand project. Sturda Steel, family owned and operated since 1934 at sturdasteel.com.
How can we help you? That's a question we ask every day at American Bank. Hi, I'm President and CEO Dana Hassel. Our commitment to our customers is what drives us. It's why we've invested in new branch buildings and technology like ITMs that let you speak to a teller face-to-face from your car. It's why we work with local businesses, helping Waco grow and thrive. And it's why decisions about your accounts and loans are made here in Waco by people who know you. How can we help you? Find out at American Bank, member FDIC.
Mazzana Construction is celebrating 52 years as an award-winning, family-owned and operated business excelling in general construction and construction management. Mazzana Construction is proud to support Connally ISD's tradition of excellence in education and athletics, including owners calling Connally High their alma mater, Vicky Mazzanic, class of 1974, and Aaron Miner from the class of 2002. Mazzana Construction, celebrating 50-plus years by building trust with quality work. MazzanaConstruction.com.
The biggest, the baddest, and proven to be the best. Ram is back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Now, get the Ram you've been waiting for less from your friend in the car business, Alan Samuels. A new loaded-up 2020 Ram 1500 Longhorn 4x4. Now with a whopping $12,000 off. And first responders receive an additional $500. Big summer clearance event savings from the Ram leader, Alan Samuels, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Ask for details. All offers with approved credit.
This interview with Connally Cadets AD and head football coach Shane Anderson is brought to you by Parsons Roofing, America's #1 Duralast company since 1948 at parsonsroofing.com.
Connally football coach Shane Anderson with me on Sikkim 365 Radio. Well, you do all of what you do, the constant back and forth throughout the spring and summer, the workouts in August, and here you are. It's not for a district championship, but it's a huge part of being seeded for the postseason and also a rival in China Spring.
Yeah, it's gone really fast, and our kids have done a great job of handling all the adversity and the back and forth that we've had to go through with all the COVID stuff, and our coaching staff has done a great job with all the protocols, and and we've had some ups and downs. We've handled some adversity throughout the year, and here we are, last regular season game with some implications on the line, and with the opportunity to get a better seed in the playoffs, and that's all you can ask for.
Gageville obviously is struggling, but do you feel like maybe on Friday when you won that game that was as engaged and focused and sharp as you've been all year?
Yeah, I think so. The thing that we keep talking about with our kids and with our program is, this is the time you want to be playing your best football. And, we're going to starting last week, we were trying to treat each and every day just like a playoff type atmosphere and, win or go home type atmosphere. Even though, if we're not successful this Friday night, we don't have to go home. We still got another week to play in the playoffs. But at the same time, you want that mentality to start setting in. You want practices to start being a little bit more important, and you want each and every day. And then, and the thing that we keep telling our kids is just everything you have to, pay attention to detail with everything you do this time of year.
The weather has changed. It's cold. It's nasty. It's damp. It's wet. It's kind of a playoff feel too, isn't it?
Yeah, no doubt. And, we practice in the mornings, and so our kids have been coming in at 6:30 in the morning, and we're on the grass at 6:50, and the last couple of days have been really, really cold. But, we passed the sweats out. On Sunday, we distributed the sweats, and put it in their lockers. And on Monday morning, they had sweats, and our kids have handled it. They've been in the playoffs. They've practiced in cold weather. They've played in cold weather, so they know what it's about. And, and then that in itself just rejuvenates you and just puts a little bit extra spark in your step.
Did you send a message with how you threw the ball on Friday with Kavion and obviously a couple of touchdowns? I mean, the throw to Parrish, it seemed like it got a little bit more efficient.
Yeah, we've been working hard on it, and to be honest with you, it's almost like the games that we've had in hand, we didn't have to throw it, and then you look back and probably wish you would have threw it more to be able to throw it in the games that you needed to throw it. And so it's kind of a catch-22. The thing about it is KG's done a great job running our offense the last 2 years, and whatever we need to do to try to win the football game, we're comfortable with him doing. And, and so we're going to keep working on it, and hopefully, it doesn't come down to that, but if it does, hopefully we can execute it.
Trey Wisner has had some explosive games, but you've mentioned this to me, and you've mentioned it to Craig in the post game. You need him this week to be who he's been against some of the teams that he's gone off on.
Yeah, and that's what I told Trey. Even his film's already out there. There's those guys that are recruiting KG, and guys that know what kind of athletes we have in our program have been taking peeks at our film. And I've gotten several phone calls for some Power 5 guys going, "Hey, who's this dude? And when's he going to do it against some big-time opponents?" And so, I've shared that with Trey. It's not a secret. And, I think from here on out, starting this week, if we can get a touchdown or two out of him, that could be the difference in the game. And he's just so explosive. And, I think, people got to remember he's a sophomore. He's 15 years old. Mm-hmm. He's out there playing with 18-year-olds. And so just the mentality and the mindset, it'll come along. And he's a really, really good player, and I'm glad he's on our team.
China Spring has been very good. They lost to Salado as well a couple of weeks ago. Bowden gives them the dual threat. Obviously, Abdallah's as explosive as he could possibly be. They have other weapons as well, but those two in particular, your thoughts about them?
Well, if you turn on that film and they're in that baby blue uniform, they're a China Spring football team, just like they have been for the last, 20 years, as long as I can remember. They're going to play hard. They're not going to make mistakes. You're going to have to beat them, and then moving Bowden to quarterback and Faulkner to defense was really a team move, and to me, that says a lot about those kids. It says a lot about their program, and it made them a better football team. And so they're going to be a tough out Friday night. We're going to have to eliminate the big plays from Bowden and Abdallah, and then we're going to have to play really well on offense and take care of the football. And finally, there's a lot on the line because of the seeding and because who you might play and who's also in your bracket. Is that something the players recognize this week? Yeah, we're up front and honest. I don't hide anything from our kids. We had a scouting report on Monday, and I told them, look, you're playing for second place in the district, the 2 seed, gives you an opportunity to not line up against a West Orange Stark or a Carthage until the third round. Not saying that the teams you're going to play in the first 2 rounds aren't going to be quality opponents, just saying that, you're avoiding, those perennial powerhouses until Thanksgiving week. And so, anytime you can play that Thanksgiving week, whether it's Carthage, West Orange Stark, Salado, whoever it may be, it's been a special season, and then our goal is to get to December. That's Shane Anderson, head football coach at Connally. This is Sikkim 365 Radio.
Masonic Construction is celebrating 52 years as an award-winning, family-owned and operated business excelling in general construction and construction management. Masonic Construction is proud to support Connally ISD's tradition of excellence in education and athletics, including owners calling Connally High their alma mater, Vicky Masonic, class of 1974, and Aaron Miner from the class of 2002. Masonic Construction, celebrating 50-plus years by building trust with quality work. MasonicConstruction.com.
Parsons Roofing has been serving Central Texas since 1948, and we can handle your commercial roofing needs from repair to re-roofing. And no one handles more school than Parsons Roofing. Parsons Roofing has been named Contractor of the Year for 14 consecutive years. Parsons Roofing, a name Central Texans have trusted for over 70 years. It's not just a roof, it's our reputation. You can contact us today for a free roof evaluation, including hail claims at 877-881-1733 or on the web at parsonsroofing.com.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs, even offering financing if that's needed. Everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com. Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Tonight's starting lineups and injury updates is sponsored by IdealMRI.com. IdealMRI.com. Premium quality MRIs, affordable. Now that's Ideal at IdealMRI.com.
Baby blue uniforms with the white numbers, the white pants. John Connally in the mainly white uniforms with the navy blue numbers, the silver helmets with the CC in blue on the side. Left tackle Jermaine Spurlark, left guard Torrey Pullen, Cody Kopp in the center, Jesse Navarez the right guard, and Kobe Gray at right tackle. Wide receivers Branche Miles, Parrish Cox the third. Also David De La Puente, Trey Walker, Lamarcus McDonald rotate as the H-back and tight end, Jesse Navarez both. And then Trey Wisner, the running back slot position. 709 yards on 44 carries, 12 touchdowns. And Jermone Powell, the tailback, 262 yards, 31 carries, 2 touchdowns. The junior, Kavion Gaither, the straw that stirs the drink, the quarterback. And China Spring won the toss, deferred, kicking off in the north side of the end zone. Cameron Coe, who also handles their field goals, with a very high kick that is caught by Connally at the 25, and they bring him down pretty quickly. In fact, that was Marcus Long Jr. So that's where the Cadets will take over at their 25-yard line. Remember, they've had a lot of success with the kick return game, but China Spring with a nice high kick. Also, for the defense of the Cougars, up front, Blake Barry, Greg Salazar, Colton Locking. Linebackers on the perimeter, Braden Faulkner, Dawson Exline. Inside, Tristan Pachachik, Amir DeGreat, and the corners are Jacob Mott, Bryce Tabor, safeties Jordan Navarez and Trey Hafford. Connally comes on the field, and they wear the silver stripe along the side of their pant. Kavion Gaither with Wisner to his left, Jermone Powell to his right, and the shotgun snap will come from Kaufman. 2 receivers on the short side of the field. Gaither to Wisner, right side, and Trey bottled up for about 2 or 3. And this is the key, I think, to the game. Gaither might get loose on occasion. We know what Abdallah can do, and also Major Bowden for China Spring, but they need production from Trey Wisner in a big game.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And so far, he has, 1 carry, 1 yard, and it looks like the same, but it's just the first carry.
From the 28-yard line, second down and 9. 2 backs. Gaither looks to throw it out in the flat to Wisner. Gets the catch outside and tackled at the 29. Not much there. Gained of about 1 yard, and they're trying to get Trey involved early. If he turns the corner, it's pretty much impossible. But here's an early 3rd and 8 for the Connally Cadets at the 29. They'll give him the 29, and that is it. And Gaither brings in Lamarcus McDonald. Jermone Powell comes out, and Mason Kirk, the safety, made the tackle for the Cougars.
Yeah, Craig, I wonder what the difference is when you get down to it with Wisner.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just maybe, talent level. Ultimately, a team like China Springs more talented, able to bring him down, whereas others he can kind of make a miss.
They have Wisner to the left. That's Lamarcus McDonald actually to the left on the H-back position. Gaither keeper right side on 3rd and long, and he's going to be well short of the first down by 2 or 3 yards. That's out to about the 34-yard line, and that is it. A really nice early stop by China Spring, a 4-yard pickup. Braden Faulkner, who was the starting quarterback a year ago, and Connally, well, they love to run the football. They do it well, but they're going to give China Spring what should be pretty good field position. Back deep, Isaiah Williams for the Cougars at about his 40-yard line. So an early 3 and out. China Spring's defense has been very consistent. Connally's defense has played great throughout the year as well. Here's a snap to Morales. He gets off the punt, wobbly punt, should get a pretty good roll here. 40, 30, inside the 30, and dies at the Cougars' 29-yard line. That's a 37-yard punt. And here comes China Spring with their explosive offense, and it has been explosive. Major Bowden, the quarterback, the junior, 840 yards, rushing, 8 touchdowns. Emmanuel Abdallah, last year against Alvarado, ran for 554 yards and 5 touchdowns. He has 3,200 yards rushing in his career, 19 touchdowns. This year, just under 1,400 yards. And he sets up to the right of Bowden. Abdallah on the keeper to Bowden. They run the option off the right side and pitches it right at the last second. Really nice job on the pitch and the catch and run. Jordan Navarez out to about the 34 for a gain of 5 yards on first down.
The zone read has kind of taken the place of that speed option that was, we used to see every team in the world run the speed option. Now, usually it's a zone read. I love that play.
To the left, Navarez, and this time it's Abdallah off the left-hand side, strung out, hit in the backfield, and dragged down to the 32-yard line. Really nice job. That was LaMarcus McDonald, who comes from behind, and that's not something you see Abdallah caught from behind very often, but they had to use the lateral pursuit of LaMarcus McDonald, a loss of 2. It's 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, and you would think that this game is going to be probably a defensive struggle early on until they can find some weaknesses.
3rd and 7, Bowden. There's a little flinch by the left tackle, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty against 62.
I'll tell you guys, you can feel a little extra buzz tonight. Obviously, this game means a lot for both teams, and you can kind of feel that early on, which is nice. And that's what we're out here for. That's what we're out here to see. And both teams seem revved up from the go.
Cade Springer jumped off sides, and we had been told China Spring might have a couple of players on the offensive line who are not eligible to play tonight. That's a 5-yard penalty. So Springer jumped. It's now 3rd and 12. Cougars at their 28. Bowden looks right, wants to throw a deep pass. He's got a man open over the middle, and the pass caught. What an incredible catch by Navarez. Inside the the Connally 40 at the 38-yard line, 35 yards and a perfect throw and catch.
Yeah, Navarez was almost David Tyree-esque, but he had his arms all the way up and held the ball all the way to the ground. Almost lost it when he hit the ground, but held on.
1st down at the Connally 38. They run Bowden off the right side. He tries to keep it and got maybe a yard to the 37. Nice job defensively. Wiggins was there, pulling, Brooks Williams. And it's 2nd down and 9. But that is one of the differences, is that Connally last week threw the ball pretty well against Gatesville, but it was Gatesville where China Spring will hit you on occasion with a big play like they did to keep this drive alive. So a gain of a yard for Bowden, and that is it. 2nd and 9 at the Connally 36-yard line. 8:15 to go, 1st quarter. This is China Spring's opening possession. Connally had to go 3 and out. 2 backs. Abdallah on a keeper. Bowden has room, 35-30, down inside the 30 and a 1st down. Boy, he's nifty with that option read. Long and Gaither made the tackle. Down to the 26 for 11 yards, and Major Bowden has a nice drive going for the Cougars.
Yeah, we're seeing some of they do a zone read, they do an option. Most of the time teams do one or the other, but not both, and China Springs incorporated them both.
Here's Abdallah this time, right up the middle, and Emmanuel digs inside the 30, down to the 20, inside the 20 to the 17 for 9 yards. 9 yards on 1st down, and China Spring has 2nd down and a yard. LaMarcus McDonald made the tackle. This is a very much crisp drive. Of course, the long pass and catch kept it going. Abdallah now, along with Navarez, in the backfield to the right and left of Bowden. Man in motion, the H-back, and Bowden with the keeper. Up the middle, has a 1st down. Inside the 15 and a 1st down, close to the 12. Gain of 6, tackle made by David De La Fuente. He is quick and lightning quick. He's not real tall, and if you don't get your eyes on him in a hurry, you could lose where he is. 1st down and not goal yet. 1st and 10 at the Connally 12-yard line. 2 receivers each way, man in motion near side. This is Bowden to Abdallah right side, inside the 10, spins close to about the 7. Give him close to the 6, and a gain of 6 on 1st down. China Springs getting good yardage right now on 1st down to set up whatever they want.
Yeah, we haven't seen teams get big chunks like this on Connally in a few weeks.
La Vega had a couple of drives, but that's been forever ago. And Salado had the one drive when Rook Brown got loose from inside the 10. Bowden, the quarterback. To his right is Navarez in the gun. Left is Abdallah. Split right is Trey Hafford. 2nd down and 4. And they hand the ball off to Abdallah, turns the corner inside the 5, and he has I think he got another 1st down close to the 1.
One of the things you have to respect about what Mark Bell built here and what Brian Bell has continued on is that Mark really believes in building your offense to the team you have. I've done a lot of China Spring games for years, and it's not the same offense every time. They can have a different offensive scheme every year. It's pretty brilliant.
It's 1st and goal at the Connally 1, and this has got to be a very disconcerting start for Shane Anderson. Anderson under center. Right side, Navarez, easy touchdown, China Spring, 1 yard touchdown, and they blew away that Connally left side of the defensive line. What an impressive start for the Cougars, but this is what they do. They jump on people early, and they have a 6-0 lead, extra point to come.
Yeah, it's very methodical drive and yards in chunks. Impressive.
Coe now with the extra point. He has a 46-yard field goal this year. He's 3 for 4. Kicking field goals. He has not missed an extra point. The kneel at the 10, the snap, the kick by Coe, and the kick by Coe is good. Shane Anderson and Connally have work to do. They received the opening kickoff and down 7-0. 5:54 to go, first quarter. 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
How can we help you? That's a question we ask every day at American Bank. Hi, I'm President and CEO Dana Hassel. Our commitment to our customers is what drives us. It's why we've invested in new branch buildings and technology like ITMs that let you speak to a teller face-to-face from your car. It's why we work with local businesses, helping Waco grow and thrive. And it's why decisions about your accounts and loans are made here in Waco by people who know you. How can we help you? Find out at American Bank, member FDIC.
Navarez that kept China Springs drive alive, and eventually a 1-yard run from Emmanuel Abdallah, who is a touchdown scoring machine. This is Coe with a very high kick, caught it by Long at the 25, makes the first man miss. That's actually Gaither, 40, Kavion out near midfield and out of bounds. They moved him out to the other side. Abdallah, by the way, that touchdown for him, it is 22nd of the year, his 41st of his career. So China Spring with good field position right at midfield, but down 7-0. They're going to have to do a couple of things. They've been able to, on occasion, remember the last week, the throw to Parrish Cox to third for the touchdown. LaMarcus McDonald had the long touchdown catch and run against Springtown, but they're going to have to get Wisner at least a couple of times at open space, but China Spring said none of it. And then Kavion himself will have to do his own damage from the 50, 7-0, 5:46 to go, first quarter at China Spring. Gaither, keeper, right side. Kavion breaks loose, almost got loose, and inside the China Spring 40 to the 36, tripped up just enough. Trey Hafford, but a gain of 14 yards and a first down.
That showed you how much power he can run with Smokey. I mean, he should have been down 4 yards before he was.
Here's another snap to Kavion off the right side. This time they do a little bit better job, but he got a nice chunk to the 31 of China Spring for 5 yards, tackled by Greg Salazar and Jordan Navarez, who we have talked about quite a bit already early in this game. So 2nd and 5, China Spring up 7-0. Connally with the football at the Cougars' 31-yard line. Up front, Spurlard, Pullen, Kaufman, Navarez, and Gray. They have De La Fuente on the left-hand side, 2 backs next to Kavion. This is Jermone Powell off the left side. Oh, he would have gone. Tripped up. It's a first out at the 24. That's the second time. Dawson Exline saved the touchdown. A pickup of 6 yards and a first down. That's 2 runs now in this drive, Paul, where they were a step away.
Yeah, and that bodes well. I mean, eventually they're going to get that step.
5 minutes now, 4:50 left, first quarter. 7-0 China Spring. The winner's the number 2 seed in District 9 4A Division 2. De La Fuente in motion, and there's a false start against Connally, and that has been their biggest problem. Momentum, nice chunks. They are not a team, even with the great running game, on occasion, no matter what, that is going to, the 1st and 15 variety is not something, even with the running game they have, that they can always overcome. Because then at some point, if you get only a couple of yards on 1st or 2nd down, you're going to have to throw the football.
It's the first time we've been on the visitor side this year, Smokey. I don't know if I like the officials back to me.
4:20. First quarter, 7-0 China Spring. Here's Gaither, keeper, left side, and that's exactly what I talked about. They faked it to Wisner, got nothing. He lost a yard, in fact. Great job by Braden, Faulkner, and Colton Locking. And now 2nd down and 16 for Connally. Yeah. Boy, those false starts. We know a lot of the big 15-yard penalties have hurt him. but the false starts with a team that cannot throw the ball well can be deadly.
Yeah, you don't want to get behind the chains when you're a grinded out team, even as much big play potential as you have. You want to be, you want to be in second and short and third and short.
Play clock is running. I don't see it now, down to 5. They're going to take a timeout here. Shane Anderson's going to let it get down to about 3. And an early timeout and an early moment on 2nd down and 16 for Connally at the China Spring 30. 7-0 China Spring. Paul Catalina, Ryan Davis, Deontay Epps, Armstrong Sims, and Craig Smoke on our sidelines with the Texas Tour Gear Sideline Reports. This is 106.7 FM, the Eagle and Sikkim 365 Radio. Stepping into a new pair of boots is great, but stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can also add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. There are more than 150 occupational specialties to help them find the best fit for their future. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543. Start 5-yard penalty, 3:38 to go first quarter. Connally will line up in a little bit of a different formation with a shotgun with backs in front of Gaither. On 2nd and 16, Kavion rolls to his left. Now wants to run. Not much. Gets down to about the 25 or 24, maybe the 23. Got about 7. Dawson X-line with his second tackle. They'll say the 24 for a gain of 6. It's 3rd down and 10. He had a run-pass option that time, and there's just nobody open. And plus, that's a tough throw for Kavion Gaither against the grain and throw it back against his body. This is, you would think, 4-down territory. On 3rd and 10 at the Cougars' 24-yard line. Backs are now normally to the right, Powell to the left, Wisner. This is Trey Wisner, right side. Trey hurdles, but not really enough. Not down to the 21 for 3. And we've mentioned this, Locking made the tackle. He is somebody that if he doesn't get off to a good start, even against somebody else, no matter if it's La Vega or Springtown or whoever, he's just not somebody that really then continues it. He gets off to a great start. Watch out. Here's a field goal attempt, and this is a 38-yard attempt by Morales, a long field goal attempt by Ralph Morales on 4th and 5 at the 21-yard line of China Spring. This would be right at the end of his distance. Gaither's the holder. Here's the snap. Here's Morales with the kick. It is long enough, and Ralph Morales is no good. Boy, that's a tough break. Great drive, false start, and it just all fell apart. 2:13 to go. It is 7-0 China Spring, and they get the football back outside their 20-yard line.
Yeah, Craig, I think 2 things are going to have to happen if Connally wants to make a decent run in the playoffs. Trey Wisner is going to have to play like he does when he can and score some touchdowns, and they're going to have to stop with the penalties.
Yeah, I mean, we're 9 games in, so I don't have a whole lot of hope for the second half of that. But certainly, Wisner, it makes a big difference with this offense. They had opportunities, a couple plays that just, tripped up tackle-wise. So there's some openings there. They just got to take advantage of them.
That's kind of the frustrating thing. And now Major Bowden, who just led that long drive. There goes Emmanuel Abdallah outside the 30, breaks the tackle, sideline, and knocked down at the 37. 16 yards for Emmanuel Abdallah. Marcus Long made the tackle.
Yeah, and if you're Connally here, you don't want to get back on your heels on the road.
Well, and this team, we've seen them when things go a little bit sideways. It's not like one that's been able to pick themselves off the mat. And that's been another problem, is getting off to a good start as a team. Abdallah, they run the option to the far side. Major Bowden keeps it at the 40. Bowden 50. Bowden first down into Connally territory. And Major Bowden is scooting to the 40, they'll say 46-yard line. That's a gain of 19 yards. And now Connally's defense, which has been incredibly proud, right now they are reeling 37 yards on 4 carries for Major Bowden, tackled by EJ Torres Luna just checked in. Minute 45 to go in the quarter. China Spring threatening already now at the Connally 46-yard line. Well, you can see why this team averages nearly 300 yards a game on the ground. They have 3 receivers now with 1 in motion right side. Bowden, Abdallah left side. Abdallah will get 4 stopped right at the 41, gained 5. Boy, the difference right now is what China Spring is able to get on first down. It was Gaither and McDonald who made the tackle for Connally.
Yeah, they're getting big chunks, and we've not seen Connally have to face an offense that does this specifically, so it's probably hard to practice for when you haven't seen it all.
Second down and 5 at the 41 of Connally with Bowden. He runs it, keeper left side. He's got the numbers, the leverage, and has a first down inside the 35. They had nobody at all on the edge. Nobody on the edge down to the 34-yard line. And the gain of 7 yards in LaMarcus McDonald, that was just easy pickings, and Major Bowden made the right read.
Although, truth be told, it's not too different than what they run most of the time. Instead of, zone reads, it's more speed options, and the quarterback kind of decides he's going to run it a lot quicker.
34-yard line of Connally. China Spring with the lead and the ball. Here's Abdallah. He tries to turn the corner, little jab step, and he made a bunch out of nothing and close to a first down. Boy, this could be a really shaky start for Shane Anderson and his defense. 9 yards to the 25-yard line. China Spring 7 at the Connally 25-yard line, a gain of 9. Abdallah with 48 yards on 7 carries. They are not now having anyone touch somebody until they're at least past the line of scrimmage. Bowden, Abdallah up the middle, inside the 25 to the 22, but a first down. They just got it, nibbled away. Could be the last play of the quarter with 18 seconds to go, and Torres Luna made the tackle. Dominant so far. They wind the clock with 15. China Spring not going to be in a rush, or are they going to try to get off one more snap? Jamari Wiggins back in the game. Bowden, Navarez up the middle, stacked up, leans to the 20, about the 21, and that will end the first quarter. They'll have about 2nd and 9 coming back. It has been all China Spring. Connally with a couple of opportunities on that drive. Gaither just tripped up. Jermone Powell just tripped up. Missed field goal. False start. 7-0 China Spring at the end of 1. 106.7 FM The Eagle and Sikkim 365 Radio.
The presenting sponsor of Connally Cadets football is Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Trust the doctors who Baylor trusts. We help you get back in the game.
Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physician of Baylor Athletics. Our doctors specialize in the diagnosis and treatment of any and all sports-related injuries. Celebrating over a decade of service in Central Texas, our doctors are equipped to handle a wide range of issues, whether it's your foot or ankle, orthopedic spine care, your hand or wrist, knee and shoulder pain, or if you're in need of our arthritis or total joint clinic. Come see us at the new Baylor Scott and White Ted and Sue Getterman Sports and Orthopedic Center. Trust the doctors at Baylor Trust, Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Our goal is to get you back in the game. We're back at Cougar Stadium, China Spring High School, 7-0 Cougars. We start the second quarter. China Spring with their baby blue uniforms, the white pants, 2nd and 9 at the Connally 21. 101 yards rushing for Connally or for China Spring in the first half. This is Navarez off the left side, and they get a couple. That's it. Nice job on the perimeter by LaMarcus McDonald Jr.
And here we have a 3rd and long for only the second time. The first one was that fantastic over his head catch by Navarez. Let's see what China Spring dials up this time and if Connally can get a stop here.
3rd and 7. Abdallah to the right of Bowden. Man in motion near side. Bowden rolls right. Then they run the reverse to Abdallah. Little Statue of Liberty. Tries to turn the corner and knocked out of bounds inside the 25. But now, inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, it's going to be 4th and 2. And Coe is a very good kicker. Brooks Williams and De La Fuente made the tackle. That was a Statue of Liberty that time, and a very well run, but a great job by Brooks Williams and Torres Luna to be able to stop him from getting much more.
Yeah, the last time I saw that play, I think Jared Zabransky was running it. Sorry, Craig.
Carson Coe has a 45-yard field goal he made this year. This is going to be from 31 yards out. Here's the snap, the kick by Coe. It is long enough, and the kick is good. Connally missed theirs. Coe is 4 for 5 this year, and he drilled it. 11:22 to go. First half, it's 10-0 China Spring over Connally, 106.7 FM, the Eagle and Sikkim, 365 radio.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
China Spring leading 10-0. Kick it off Co, who just kicked a 31-yard field goal. 11:22 to go in the half. Back deep, Weisner, Long, Gaither, and Cox. All four have the ability, if they get a little seam, and of course the last couple of weeks they've taken kicks back for touchdowns. Co with a very high kick. This is McDonald at the 35, actually the 25. LaMarcus outside the 35 and tries to drag a couple of tacklers with him, and eventually he does. Out to the 37-yard line. They know that high kick is giving China Spring pretty good kick coverage, and the Cougars lead 10-0, and Connally needs something to kind of give themselves an opportunity. That last drive, that was disappointing and kind of surprised. I mean, Morales is a good kicker, but just on the edge of his distance of 37 yards.
Yeah, and he got it there. It just, he's having to push it as hard as he can, so that means he's not going to be as accurate.
Gaither with back to his left. That is Jermone Powell. Jermone up the middle, and he gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage and got past the 30 to the 41-yard line. There's a flag that comes in at the end of that play. There was some pushing and shoving, and I'm not sure exactly who may have been the one that instigated it.
Yeah,
Kobe Gray was involved, Craig.
I don't know who instigated it, but I did see, if this does go against Connally, I did see a punch thrown or, a swing by 53 for Connally on the offensive line, which that would be Kobe Gray. But, yeah, he got tangled up, and it looks like it might be going against the Cadets. Although
it's going to go against China Spring.
Okay, well.
Wow, it's one of the few times. Oh, now they're going to say offsetting penalties. So – boy, the Connally crowd was like, hey, finally it's us.
And the thing is Kobe Gray doesn't respond, then it's a China Spring penalty.
But then he does, and that's right. It's actually not even offsetting. The official was pointed the wrong direction, and this is just something that Connally deals. They just can't stay out of their own way.
No, and
now it's first down, and I'm not sure if that was a dead ball penalty or not. It should be 1st and 25. He got a couple of yards. He got about 4. Now Gaither with a man in motion, De La Fuente. From inside of his 20, 35-yard line, this is Gaither, strung out. Kavion breaks a tackle down the sideline and out of bounds. Got about to the 40. That's a heck of a run by Kavion. He got all of it back and a little bit more. Out to the 41 for a gain of what looked like about 17 yards.
You got a China Spring player, I think, is cramping up here at about the 30.
Colton Lockey made the tackle. And, yeah, there's a player at about the 30-yard line. You're right, Craig. Thank you very much. But that's Gaither. The penalty, it was second. You know what? They gave him the 4-yard pickup for Powell, but then it was a 15-yard. So they lost the down and the distance. And so now instead of that nice run by Gaither setting up second and short, it says 3rd and 7 right now on the scoreboard.
By the way, you know what I respect about this crowd here? Tomorrow is Halloween, not today, and none of them are dressed up for Halloween. They're not making it a whole week thing. Love for this crowd.
Party pooper.
You know it.
15 yards for Gaither, 6 carries, 43 yards. So a lot of it is very important here on the down and distance. The stick says 2nd down. The scoreboard says it's 3rd down and 7, and I think they're trying to figure that out. The referee now comes to the near sideline, which is that we're on the visitor's side. Nice booth that we have. The Connally coaches are, it's 3rd down. That's a deadly 15-yard, and they had already run the play. And you know what? It's what we're used to doing here, watching their games with play penalties. And Shane Anderson's disgusted because he just realized it is third down. 3rd and 7 from the 41 with Gaither in the gun. With Powell to his right, De La Fuente in motion on the near side left hash. Gaither right side, 45. Kavion, first down into Connally, China Spring territory at the 49. He got 10 of it. Mason Kirk made the tackle.
Yeah, and Kavion Gaither just single-handedly erased that penalty.
He might have to do that a lot. Bryce Tabor in the game. He's also at times the cornerback, but they brought in somebody else at corner. No, Tabor's the corner. So Gaither in the gun at the 49 of China Spring down 10-0, 10-10 to go second quarter. Your slot receiver near side. This is Gaither to Powell off the left side and nothing there. No push at all by the Connally offensive line. And there's some more pushing and shoving. China Spring says they came up with a football, but the ball was called dead after a gain of just a yard, tackled by Braden Faulkner.
And the down box guy's a little gun shy right now.
Yeah, he doesn't know if to turn it or not. Do I? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
It's also up to the official to help him. Supposed to be able to know that. 48-yard line, he got a yard. Connally relying heavily on Gaither. Wisner, again, not in the game right now. And that is important for the Connally offense. This is Gaither off the right side. He cuts it back down into 45 to the 44-yard line for 4, 3rd and 5. X-Line made the tackle. Dawson X-Line, his dad's one of the coaches. 57 yards, 8 carries for Gaither. And it's going to be the Kavion Gaither show, and that is not, even though at times he can, you have to have somebody to take the load off his shoulders, whether it's Powell, Wisner, or a throw. And they bring in some receivers here, Long and also Cox. Wisner is in the game to the left of Kavion Gaither. At the China Spring 44, under 9 minutes to go, second quarter, China Spring up 10-0. Wisner in motion right side, and Gaither, pump fake, in trouble. Going to get sacked at the 48-yard line. Great play on the corner by Colton Locking. He had no chance. A loss of 8 yards in the play.
Yeah, Colton Locking just came around the corner, hell bent for leather, and there was nothing that Kavion Gaither could do about it to get away there. And that play was going to happen a lot quicker, but they were trying to, fake to the short screen to Wisner and then go deep, but no time for that to happen. And now this is a really, really bad situation for Connally.
10-0, China Spring, and they'll get the ball back inside about their own 30. Here's the snap to Morales. He gets off the punt. Nice punt. Turns it over. Caught at the 20. Fumbles. It's on the ground. Connally recovers. Huge turnover. Fumbled by Isaiah Williams. Went right through his hands and off his thigh pad. And China Spring turns it over inside their 25 of the 23-yard line. Recovered by Danny Rubio. So that's like about a 30-yard pass right there.
Yeah, you don't want to have to rely on that, but they needed that because if China Spring had scored a touchdown and made it a 3-score game, really, it really puts Connally well behind what they would be used to coming back.
Yes, you're right. 7:49 to go. Parrish Cox the third to the right side. De La Fuente the H-back. Powell to the left of Gaither. Wisner in the slot. Bronche Miles this way in a 4-man front for China Spring. Gaither, who was just sacked on the last play from scrimmage, keeps it off the left side, cuts it back inside, and man, it is tough going for Kavion as they got him bottled up at the 20. Gain of about 3 to the 20-yard line. It's 2nd down and 7. Almir DeGreat, Braden Faulkner with another tackle.
This is where not being able to really take shots hurts you, because after a muff punt, I like to see it take a shot while the other team is on their heels.
2nd down and 7 at the China Spring 20. 10-0 Cougars lead Connally. Connally with the football after the muff punt by Isaiah Williams. Powell to the left of Gaither. 2 receivers right side, right in the middle of the field. This is Powell up the middle. He dances around and dances too much, and he's gobbled up. Almir DeGreat, nothing there. Nothing at the 19, got a yard. 3rd and 5.
Come on, Powell, and carry.
Just swarming defense tonight from the China Spring Cougars.
What is happening right now is that the China Spring interior defensive line, Barrett and Salazar, Locking they are just taking the size of Connally and using it against him. They're not getting any kind of push, and they're using it, clogging up the own lanes, and it's 3rd down and 6. Connally at the 23-yard line. Actually, excuse me, at the 18-yard line of China Spring. Gaither. Wisner in the slot right side. Gaither, keeper off the left side. Inside the 15, Kavion. 1st down and goal at about the 8 at a gain of 11 yards. And Faulkner made this touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, KG is kind of willing them to get 1st downs on this drive.
Quick snap inside the China Spring 10 to nothing. Timeout. China Springs Brian Bell calls a timeout with 6:09 left in the first half, and the official is talking to Brian about his staff trying to get some space. A timeout against China. China Spring calls a timeout. Boy, there's a lot of movement from the official, and he finally is saying what he's saying. 6:08 to go, first half. 10-0 China Spring over Connally. 106.7 FM and Sikkim 365 Radio.
Looking for quality plants at great prices? Barrera's Nursery and Landscape Company at 201 Sun Valley Drive in Hewitt is the place for seasonal plants, shrubs, trees, and perennials, as well as bulk material of landscape rock. Barrera's Nursery and Landscape has been locally owned and operated for 22 years. Give us a call at 666-9806. That's 666-9806 for all your landscaping needs. Barrera's Nursery and Landscape Company. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 until 5:30 on Sun Valley Drive in Hewitt.
I think the official on the far sideline of the China Spring sideline was giving China Spring kind of a sideline warning. Brian Bell came down to call the timeout. Ashton Brooks Williams in the game. They stack heavy on the right side from inside the China Spring 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Gaither. He keeps left side. Kavion turns the corner, touchdown. Touchdown, Gaither. Touchdown, Connally. Paul, they loaded up the right-hand side. He took a jab step right and went in easily off the left side to cut the lead to 10-6.
Kind of like a variation on a naked bootleg. Instead of a bootleg, it's just a quarterback counter. You send everybody one direction, you counter him to the other side, and that's what happened.
Craig, he went in untouched. They've kind of been able to keep him from getting loose, but that was beautiful and a great job in the fake right side.
Yeah, just a nice job blocking on that play. And, I mean, a lot of that drive was just all Kavion Gaither kind of willing it. I know he's got help around him, but, I mean, that was pretty much him just gutting it out and getting the 1st downs they needed.
Morales, who missed the field goal earlier, the play clock is down to 7. He get it off, and the kick by Morales. Ralph is good. 6:02, and the muff punt leads to some free points for Connally. They still had to earn it. And Kavion Gaither from 7 yards out. China Spring 10, Connally 7, 6:02 to go, second quarter. 106.7 FM, the Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
Parsons Roofing has been serving Central Texas since 1948, and we can handle your commercial roofing needs from repair to re-roofing. And no one handles more school than Parsons Roofing. Parsons Roofing has been named Contractor of the Year for 14 consecutive years. Parsons Roofing, a name Central Texans have trusted for over 70 years. It's not just a roof, it's our reputation. You can contact us today for a free roof evaluation, including hail claims at 877-881-1733 or on the web at parsonsroofing.com.
6:02 to go in the first half. It's 10-7. China Spring after the touchdown by Kavion Gaither. Jackson Battles and Isaiah Williams are back deep for China Spring. Ryan Davis, our spotter. Deontay Epps back in the studio. Armstrong Sims, of course, has been running the mothership as well throughout the day with our show earlier today. Hey, pregame tomorrow, 12:30. Baylor hosts TCU. We'll be there at the studio on the corner of Elm Avenue and MLK at 12:30 pregame. Postgame with Drake and JD soon after the game is over. Here's a squib kick, bounces through the legs, and China Spring, if they're smart, can kneel it here. He's going to try to kneel it, and he does. That's a really smart play. That is a young man that knows, even though he muffed the punt, Isaiah Williams knows that it was a muff. It got through him. The momentum of the ball went back into the end zone, which means you don't have to panic, and a touchback in China Spring will start at their 25-yard line. He could have tried to pick that up. He could have panicked. He could have muffed it again. That's a really nice play for a young man that just made a mistake on special teams.
Yeah, and credit the coaching staff for that. Clearly they work on stuff like that.
So first down, China Spring after the muff punt leads to a Gaither touchdown. 6:02 second quarter, man in motion, left side. This is Bowden, right side, Abdallah. And he continues to get really good yardage on first down. You know, the thing about it, Walker made the tackle. Emmanuel Abdallah is not real tall. Bowden is just maybe, I don't know who's taller. And they're hard to find, and they're quick. And by the time you do, they're usually going the wrong direction if you're on defense. Second down and 5.
It's like having Flutie and Sproles in the same backfield.
And Navarez, who played on the basketball team that made a deep run last year. This is keeper Bowden up the middle. Now bounces outside, contains, spins, and he's going to be held short of the first down at the 20 or the 33-yard line. He got 3. Kavion Gaither, nice job of not allowing Bowden to get out on the perimeter.
Guys, that was a really big touchdown for Connally. We can't kind of state that here, in the middle part of the second quarter, just because they keep it a one-score game.
3rd and 2 here. China Spring at their 33-yard line with 5 minutes. It will be under 5 minutes when they take the snap of the 3-point lead. Abdallah off his right side. Bowden looks, keeps left side, turns the corner, first down and more, tripped up and flipped out of bounds, but a nice pickup out to the 39-yard line. They really are getting chunks off this very proud Connally defense, which entering the game had allowed only 155 yards rushing on the year.
Yeah, but outside of Salado in the last, month and a half, they haven't played anybody like this. So maybe, they're starting to get challenged. Even Salado wasn't quite this athletic. They're more fundamental than athletic.
Shane Anderson and defensive coordinator Clint Clayton want to call a timeout at the 39-yard line. China Spring has a first down. 4:28 to go in the half. 10-7 lead the Cougars. This is 106.7 FM, The Eagle, Second 365 Radio.
With a proven performance reputation spanning 85 years, Sturda Steel operates with one sole purpose, producing the highest quality seating solutions with the best and most efficient processes in the industry. With engineered, fabricated, and installed grandstands and bleachers all across North America. Whether seating 50 to 50,000, the skill and versatility of our workmen are evident in the quality and precision work detailed on every bleacher and grandstand project. Sturda Steel, family owned and operated since 1934 at sturdasteel.com. And
the defensive coaching staff around their defenses, they've given up, again, a couple of first downs here on this drive out to the 39-yard line. Quavion Weathers is in the game. He, of course, has made some plays the last couple of weeks, started playing really well in that game with Gerald on the left side of the defense. And it's first down, China Spring at their 39. Bowden with backs to his left and right, Navarez to his left. H-back on the right-hand side. Off the tackle's hip. Here's Bowden. This is Navarez. Navarez off the right side, spun around. Nice job defensively, but he got to the 43. That's a gain of 4. We have not, and there's some pushing and shoving, no reason for that. Now, here's the Gaither and Wisner along with Wiggins were there. They're not getting any penetration, and one of it's because you got to be careful. If you get too much penetration, next thing you know, you let Bowden or Abdallah run right by you. So 2nd and 6. From the 43, Bowden throws it out in the left. Flat pass, caught and tackled immediately. Nice job in the coverage at the 45-yard line. Wisner and Gaither tackled Navarez after a pickup of a couple of yards to the 45.
Yeah, neither of these teams are really going to whip it around the yard when it comes to the passing game, but it's going to be those little short passes that can maybe turn into big gains that could be the difference in this game.
3:30 clock running, 10-7 China Spring at their own 45 on 3rd down and 4. Navarez will be in the slot right side, and Bowden looks to the sideline after he wants to take the snap. Now looks again, and now they'll set up the offense. H-back right side and in the slot. This is Bowden off the left side, keeper, and he has an easy first down. Down and outside to the 50, almost inside Connally territory. De La Fuente was there, and yet again, no penetration from the defensive front.
Yeah, it's worth noting that, Craig, so far, Connally hasn't gotten a defensive stop.
No, they haven't. I mean, this is a really good China Spring offense, guys, so it's tough to do, especially when you're getting beat up front.
So first down at the 49 of Connally. China Spring with the lead, 3 minutes to go. Very rapidly moving game because both of these teams can run the ball. Abdallah is right behind Bowden on this play, and they hand it to him on a stretch off the left side at the 50, at the 45, and slips down inside the China Spring 45 to the 43, 7 yards on first down, and Paris Cox makes the tackle. We've talked about Cox and Wisner, Gaither, McDonald, Long making tackles, and that also is a problem because we have not mentioned much about the defensive line.
And it's also bear mentioning that China Spring's running this clock down.
2nd and 3. Bowden, keeper, option, right side, pitches it back to Abdallah, turns the corner, down the sideline, inside the 25-yard line on a first down. Boy, Bowden runs it like the days of the bone. That's to the 25. That is 18. Stevens and Wiggins made the tackle. Abdallah, 86 yards on 12 carries. Torres Luna was also there in on the tackle.
China Spring could run this down and score going into half.
2:14 to go. At the 25, Abdallah up the middle. Grinds it down to about the 21 or 2. About 3 yards. De La Fuente and Torrey Poland made the tackle, and it's now at the 2-minute mark, and they'll mark the ball at the 22-yard line. He got about 3.
I mean, here's the thing about what's going on right now. They're not getting penetration. They're not getting stops in the backfield because they are getting dominated up front. I mean, that's what's happening. China Spring's offensive line is setting the tone.
Bowden, keeper off the right side, cuts it up the middle, slips down inside the 20 to the 16 for 6 more. 3rd down and a yard. I'll tell you what Bowden's good at. McDonald and Poland made the tackle. He's also good at finding the little sliver. 3rd and a yard, and this Connally defense has got their hands on their hip. Abdallah, keeper, right side, right at about the 15, 1st down at the 14 with 1:26 to go.
So China Spring got the ball with 6:02 left to go in the half, and they're running it all the way down.
Down to the 14-yard line. Officially, the scoreboard says the 15. It's inside the 15 to the 14 with 1:19, clock running. Yeah, that offensive line's missing a couple of guys, and you cannot tell. Bowden, 4 receivers set, 2 each way. Keeper off the right side, spins down inside the 10, close to the 9. They bottled that up, and he got 6.
I don't know how that happened. I honestly have no idea how that happened. There was a tackle to be made right there in the backfield, and Ashton Brooks-Williams just ran by him. Like, he just ran by Bowden. Bowden goes and breaks another tackle after that. So you got to wrap this China Spring team up. They're bigger than Connally in many cases. You got to wrap these guys up and take them down when you have the chance, and that was strange.
A minute to go. China Spring has called a timeout. They have 1 left. Neither team, well, both teams have 1 left. They're inside the China Spring, the Connally 10. China Spring's at the Connally 9. Bowden picked up about 6 yards on what looked like, as Craig said, Connally had them bottled up in the option. Right now, 161 yards between Bowden and Abdallah, and that has been who they are. You may see at times like Navarez chipped in about 12 yards and a couple of catches, but they have been the difference, just like Gaither, with normally when Wisner's engaged as well in making plays, those are the 2 that make the plays. Gaither has 70 yards, 12 carries, 2nd down at the 9 and 4, and Abdallah right behind Bowden from the gun. At the 9, now to his left. 2 receivers, right hash. Bowden to Abdallah, right side, turns the corner, and he's down close to the goal line, scores, touchdown. Ran over somebody at about the 2. Touchdown, China Spring, Emmanuel Abdallah. What a drive by the Cougars to answer what was points off the turnovers on the muff punt.
Yeah, and again, 52 seconds left for Connally to try to do something. So that was a fantastic drive that took off most of the second quarter.
6-yard touchdown run. 52 seconds to go. Extra point by Coe is good. He is 52 for 52. And let's not forget now, China Spring gets the first possession of the 3rd quarter with a 10-point lead. Connally with 52 seconds to go. 17-7 Cougars lead the Cadets from Connally. 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
In the market for a quality metal building? Since 1943, Pioneer Steel and Pipe has helped Central Texas residential and commercial customers with metal building design, panel options, building components, and trim options. Pioneer Steel and Pipe's residential line is energy efficient, offers low maintenance, reduces insurance payments, is impact resistant, and carries up to a 45-year limited warranty. In addition, they can also help you find a metal building contractor for your project. Pioneer Steel and Pipe with locations in Waco and Bryan and at pioneersboys.com.
Jarrell and Gatesville are tied at 7 as they start the second quarter. The winner will go to the playoffs to play Carthage. And Salado 42, Robinson nothing. 9 minutes left in the second quarter. It's been a long year for Robert Rubel and the head coach and the Rockets football team. Lost 70-0 last week to China Spring. Here's Coe with a high, short kick, caught at about the 35, down on a knee. And the Cadets will take over at the 35-yard line with 50 seconds to go. Not sure how 2 seconds came off the clock, but they did. That was Jamari Wiggins in the fair catch. And they're talking it over near the sideline right now with the China Spring coaching staff. But that's interesting because 2 seconds came off the clock and it was a fair catch that was caught.
Yeah,
and so those 2 seconds, who knows?
Yeah, it could matter. By the way, 13 plays and 75 yards,
Beautiful
5-10 off of 6:02 that was left in the quarter.
What a great drive by China Spring to bounce back from the turnover on the muff punt. So, Kavion Gaither from his 35. This is the handoff the left side. And again, it's just hard to get anywhere. That's Marcus Long, about 2 yards. That's it to the 37. Connally only has the 1 timeout left, and they don't look like they're in any kind of rush. Now down to 35. Tristan Pekacic make the stop for China Spring, and it looks like they might go out. Wouldn't you take a shot here? Why not? You got 25 seconds, down to 20. 2 receivers right side. Gaither in the gun. He wants to throw a sideline pass to Bronche Miles, who gets out of bounds, but now you lost about 15 seconds, down to 13 seconds. It's still third down at about 2.
Yeah, so that really didn't do much for you other than stopping the clock.
The only hope here is you throw a deep fade and you get a big play. And now China Spring with 1 timeout left will make sure they got other ducks in order on the coverage here, knowing that Connally will try to throw one deep. 13 seconds to go. China Spring is more polished. They have not yet committed a penalty that I can remember. And
they had a false start.
They had a false start, and they bounced back from the turnover. Connolly's touchdown by Gaither, you felt like after all that was going on, 10-7, man, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's 17-7 Cougars. We'll hear from Shane Anderson, head coach at Connally, with Craig Smoke, brought to you by Parsons Roofing at halftime. Connally still around their coaching staff. Play clock is about to start. Offensive coordinator Terry Garrick in his 4th year with Shane Anderson, and they come back on the field. Couple of those runs in that one drive to just a step away, China Springs just have been a little bit closer. Locking's trying to call the defense out there on a 3-man rush. Gaither back to throw, steps up, rolls right, throws sideline to Wisner, 45, cut step. Trey now comes back this way, maybe gets a block or two at the 40, at the 47-yard line, and that's going to end the first half. A lot of running, a pickup of 17 yards, and that's the first time we've seen Wisner show a little bit, but they did a great job of keeping him lateral. And Jordan Navarez, who's been one of the best players of this first half, is the one who wrapped him up. Wisner's second catch of the night, 18 yards. He's been held in check 1 yard rushing so far in this halftime interview with Shane Anderson, brought to you by Parsons Roofing. Thanks to Stuart Parsons. 17-7, China Spring leads at halftime, including that 6-minute drive to kind of take away a chunk of the second quarter and also offset the muff punt that led to a touchdown from Kavion Gaither. And China Spring, remember, will have the opening possession of the third quarter after they deferred, and they did what they had to do, get a 3-and-out, and then scored on their opening drive. Craig Smoke will have Shane Anderson here at halftime. He's still talking to one of his players in LaMarcus McDonald. Craig?
Hey, Coach, 17-7 going into the half. Your thoughts on what you've seen?
They're outplaying us right now, out-coaching us, outplaying us.
What did you kind of just say over there to your guys, if you don't mind sharing? Just what was kind of the general message?
Just if we don't get that 15-yard penalty right there and back ourselves up, and I understand what he's doing, they're always going to catch the second guy. We've got to get better at that. But, it is what it is. It's over with. It's behind us. So it's a 10-point game. We're fine. We got to get a stop. We got to figure out a way to stop them.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Craig Smoke with Shane Anderson. He's right. 15-yard penalty. No matter who made the first move, it kind of shut you down on a drive, and also when you had pretty good field position. So 17-7. China Spring leads Connally, the winner, the number 2 seed in District 9, 4A Division 2. And this is Sikkim 365 Radio. And thanks to Chewy. JC, Hector's on vacation this week thanks to Mr. McCutcheon, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
This interview with Connally Cadets AD and head football coach Shane Anderson is brought to you by Parsons Roofing, America's #1 Duralast company since 1948, at parsonsroofing.com.
Parsons Roofing has been serving Central Texas since 1948, and we can handle your commercial roofing needs from repair to re-roofing. And no one handles more school than Parsons Roofing. Parsons Roofing has been named Contractor of the Year for 14 consecutive years. Parsons Roofing, a name Central Texans have trusted for over 70 years. It's not just a roof, it's our reputation. You can contact us today for a free roof evaluation, including hail claims, at 877-881-1733 or on the web at parsonsroofing.com.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like instant issue debit cards free at all of our banking centers, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Have you seen the bleachers and grandstands at Baylor University, McLennan Community College, throughout Waco, Midway, Riesel, Mart, Marlin, La Vega, and Connally ISD? They all have one name in common, Sturdasteel, an industry-leading fabricator of engineered seating solutions. There's no substitute for knowledge and experience. Sturdasteel has both, with more combined experience in the business than anyone else in the industry. Sturdasteel is quality from the ground up. We don't just build grandstands and bleachers, we build trust. Sturdasteel.com.
It's the heat of the summer, but the real heat is what you're cooking on the grill, smoker, or in the oven. So Waco Custom Marketplace can be your go-to playmaker for summertime grilling. You can't go eat anywhere else? Be your own chef with custom ordered and cut ribeyes, sirloins, fillets, New York strips with a focus on high-quality beef at a competitive price. Waco Custom Marketplace also has fresh deli cuts with sliced turkey, ham, pepperoni, or corned beef. Waco Custom Marketplace also your home for the freshest seafood in town. Salmon, shrimp, mahi-mahi, great priced chicken products, whole birds, tenders, chicken breast, and wings. Waco Custom Marketplace with smoked items unique to Waco, house-made bacon, summer sausage, boudin, hot links, and German sausage. Every seasoning for every occasion, grilling, baking, or frying. Your hometown grocery store with canned goods, pasta, fresh baked bread, buns, chips, sauce, condiments to pickles, charcoal and lighter fluid, cold beer and wine, best kolaches in Waco, mouth-watering cinnamon rolls, and here for the community every single day, helping you avoid the long lines in crowded stores, serving quality products to the Waco community. Go online for the weekly value boxes. Family owned and operated Waco Custom Marketplace, 425 Lake Air Drive in Waco, or WacoCustomMarketplace.com.
Car has the trucks, man. They have the one for you. Crew cab, short or long bed, silver, black or blue. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, he has the truck for you. Carr has the trucks, man. He has the truck you need. If you want the best truck, you want a GMC. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, they have the truck for you.
Connally Cadets Halftime Show is sponsored by First Central Credit Union, with locations in Belmead, Hewitt, Waco, Hillsborough, and Brownwood. Everything we do for you.
Leading Connally here at halftime, and we'll have highlights, stats, and much more to come. Midway was down early, 13-0 to Waco High, but they've come back. 8 minutes to go, second quarter to lead Waco High. That is a must-win for both teams because of who else is on the schedule. Midway next week gets the second-ranked team in the state in Duncanville. Also in the other districts, District 12, which is the Killeen schools, and Bryan and Belton and all that, it's 21-13 Bryan, midway through the second quarter, leading Belton. Killeen 13, Ellison nothing. That is people want to know what's going on with Ellison, and they look like they're headed south. In Coppers Cove, 13-3, they trail at home against Shoemaker. Last night, Temple came from 20 points down to win their game, 38-36. All right, halftime here, 17-7, China Spring. I tell you what, Ryan, go to Class 3A, Division I, Region 3, if you wouldn't mind. Class 3A, Division I, Region 3, District 11, if you can dial that one up. That's the one that's so competitive. 21-14, Lorena with 2 minutes to go in the second quarter at home against Caldwell. Yo is down 21-0, and they're not going to make the playoffs if they don't pull off a miracle comeback. Rockdale rolling by 20 at Troy, 27-7, the score there. Those are just some of the scores. We'll update you on other ones as we get it. Thanks to Deontay Epps. He is helping to produce the show from back at 101 Elm Avenue, our studio. Tomorrow, 12:30 pregame, Baylor and TCU. Craig and Paul will be there with me. Armstrong, Sims, and others will be doing the pregame as we lead you up to Baylor and TCU in a game that both teams need a win badly. Also, after the game, as soon as the clock strikes 0, J.D. Piquel, Drake Toll will handle the post-game, taking your calls, texts, and also with their opinions on whatever we watch. 17-7, China Spring at halftime, leading Connally, 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
Everything we do for you.
First Central Credit Union has expanded our playbook. First Central helps you roll with the changes. Save on your ride by refinancing your vehicle now. Your new game plan? Same ride, just lower payment. First Central is the local financial team to lead you in a winning season. When you need it the most, visit us online at firstcentralcu.com to see the First Central advantage in times like these.
Subject to membership eligibility. Member NCUA.
How often have you said it's time to get in shape? Every day, every week, every month, maybe for as long as you can remember? How about starting today? I promise if you'll just join Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness now, you'll thank me later. Hi, this is David Smoke, offering a variety of 40 group exercise classes every single week, including boot camp on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5:15, plus spin, body shaping, Pilates, yoga, and bar. And there's a free kids club as well. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness open Monday through Thursday, 5 to 10, Friday 5 to 8, Saturday and Sunday 7 to 7, and personal trainers Christy London and Randall Court. World-class tennis facility with pros Britt Coleman and Joe Rosa with lessons, camps, and special events. Spacious and clean workout rooms, locker room for men and women, both with a whirlpool and sauna, and now there's touchless bottle filling stations. No intimidation, tremendous camaraderie, an entirely new atmosphere, and yes, you can do this, but you have to walk through the front door. It's time to react today, not tomorrow. Waco Regional Tennis and Fitness on Lakeshore Drive in Waco.
The biggest, the baddest, and proven to be the best. Ram is back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Now, get the Ram you've been waiting for less from your friend in the car business, Alan Samuels. A new loaded-up 2020 Ram 1500 Longhorn 4x4. Now with a whopping $12,000 off, and first responders receive an additional $500. Big summer clearance event savings from the Ram leader, Alan Samuels, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Ask for details. All offers with approved credit.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance and there are no hidden costs, even offering financing if that's needed. Everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
Tonight's game stats are sponsored by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue. Real Texas barbecue with 2 locations in Central Texas. I-35 in Waco and on Highway 190 in Killeen. Next in line.
Thanks to our corporate sponsors of Connally football from the beginning, Masonic Construction, Sturda Steel, Graham Properties, Parsons Roofing, and American Bank, but also thanks to Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, the McLennan County agents protecting Texans for over 50 years. Thanks to Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics for their support as well. And the U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company. Thanks to Alfredo and Dominique for their support of 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and also Sikkim 365 Radio's high school football coverage. Halftime, statistically 17-7. China Spring with the lead and statistically dominant. 216 yards of offense, 179 yards on the ground for China Spring in the first half, and most of it has been in chunks. The longest run, there was the long run of 18 yards by Abdallah, 19-yard run by Bowden, but it's been in 4 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 7 and 8. And this is a Connally defense that allowed only 155 yards a game, and they're on pace to give up a lot of yards. And they've been able to keep Abdallah from breaking the long one, but you wonder how long you can do that before he does get loose. They were able to do that with Salado, gave up 245 yards on the ground to a team that was averaging nearly 400 yards per game. So 216 yards offense in the first half for China Spring, 37 yards of it passing, 179 on the ground. Emmanuel Abdallah, 15 carries for 97 yards. He has scored a touchdown. Major Bowden has 10 carries for 70 yards. And then Jordan Navarez, 4 carries for 12 yards, including the touchdown that he scored from a yard out. So actually has 5 carries for 13 yards in the touchdown. He also has a couple of catches, including one that was critical on 3rd and 12 and a pass of 35 yards and a great catch that got China Spring out of their own hole into China Spring, got him out of the hole into Connally territory, led to the opening drive. Bowden 2 for 2 passing for 37 yards. 1 sack for them. Locking has a sack for the Cougars of China Spring. Meanwhile, Connally, a very ineffective first half offensively. 110 yards of total offense. Give China Spring credit. They've been able to handle the tackle-to-tackle power game. 85 yards on the ground, 70 of the 80 yards from Kavion Gaither on 12 carries and a score. His longest run of 15 yards. Jermone Powell, 4 carries for 12 yards. Marcus Long has 1 carry for 2. And Trey Wisner, 1 carry for 1 yard. It's what we've seen in the 4 biggest games of the year against La Vega, against Springtown, against Salado, and so far in this game tonight against China Spring. Kavion Gaither is 3 for 3 passing for 25 yards. Wisner has 2 catches for 18 yards, and Miles Branche has 1 catch for 7 yards. 24, Danny Rubio had a fumble recovery for Connally on the defensive end, the only turnover of this game. Actually, that was the one that was the muff punt that Danny Rubio recovered when Isaiah Williams had it go right through his legs, right through his arms, and gave Connally a chance to get back in this game, but China Spring answered with that long scoring drive. And we'll come back with the highlights of 17-7, China Spring over Connally, Sikkim 365 Radio, and 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Everything we do for you.
First Central Central Credit Union has expanded our playbook. Yes, you can. Score big at First Central Credit Union. With a First Central debit or ATM card, you can deposit cash, up to 50 bills or checks at our local ATM 24/7. Touchdown. Yes, you can. On your own time at First Central's Enhanced ATM. Everything we do for you. Open an account online at firstcentralcu.com.
Subject to membership eligibility. Member NCUA.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Salsa drap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue.
Property Company will give you the best opportunities and services to navigate and achieve your real estate goals. At Graham Property Company, we strive to establish lasting relationships built on service and performance. Whether you are buying, leasing, selling, or investing, our real estate portfolio and expertise can facilitate your needs, no matter what real estate or property need you may encounter. Graham Property Company, property sales, acquisitions, leasing, and management at GrahamInvestmentCo.com.
How can we help you? That's a question we ask every day at American Bank. Hi, I'm President and CEO Dana Hassel. Our commitment to our customers is what drives us. It's why we've invested in new branch buildings and technology like ITMs that let you speak to a teller face-to-face from your car. It's why we work with local businesses, helping Waco grow and thrive. And it's why decisions about your accounts and loans are made here in Waco by people who know you. How can we help you? Find out at American Bank, member FDIC.
Proven performance reputation spanning 85 years, Sturda Steel operates with one sole purpose, producing the highest quality seating solutions with the best and most efficient processes in the industry. With engineered, fabricated, and installed grandstands and bleachers all across North America. Whether seating 50 to 50,000, the skill and versatility of our workmen are evident in the quality and precision work detailed on every bleacher and grandstand project. Sturda Steel, family owned and operated since 1934 at sturdasteel.com.
Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics, the team physicians for Baylor Athletics, specializing in diagnosis and treatment of any and all sport-related injuries, celebrating over a decade of service to Central Texas. They tackle all surgical and non-surgical problems that arise from an active lifestyle. Trust the doctors that Baylor trust, and when injuries sideline you, don't wait for Monday. Join us at 8:30 on Saturday mornings for a post-game injury evaluation clinic. Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. We get you back in the game.
Tonight's game highlights are brought to you by Stonewood Dental. Stonewood Dental is your one-stop shop for all your dental needs, and your comfort is our priority at stonewood-dental.com.
Spring band going through their halftime performance, and their football team has put on quite a performance with a 17-7 lead. Very crisp first quarter, 17-7 they lead Connally. So here's how we got to this point in this game. Opening drive after Connally was able to receive the opening kickoff. China Spring won the toss, deferred to the second half, which is a story to start the third quarter with a 10-point lead. And Connally went 3 and out. I mean, they went 3 and out and punted. And China Spring started the drive at their 21 or 29-yard line, faced 3rd and 12. And that's when Major Bowden hit Jordan Navarez for 35 yards. It led to a 5-minute, 10-play drive to give the Cougars the first lead and start the scoring in this game. Right side, Navarez, easy touchdown, China Spring, 1-yard touchdown, and they blew away that Connally left side of the defensive line. Jordan Navarez had the 35-yard catch, diving, and when he hit the ground at the 45 of Connally, that's one of those when the ball could pop loose, but he made a spectacular play. That's a 5-minute, 54-second drive. Under 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, 7-0. Cougars lead. Again, the Connally offense moved the football, but they had a couple of runs, Kavion Gaither and then also Jermone Powell, where they just quite couldn't get away. And they had to settle for a long field goal attempt of 37 yards from Ralph Morales. Gaither's the holder. Here's the snap. Here's Morales with the kick. It is long enough, and Ralph Morales is no good. Boy, that's a tough break. Drive for the Connally Cadets. A very nice drive that eventually they settled for a field goal on 4th and 5, and Morales missed the field goal. China Spring would take advantage of that and go 61 yards, 10 plays. They couldn't punch it in for the touchdown. This is early on in the second quarter where they attempt Carson Coe, a 31-yard field goal attempt to try to give the Cougars the lead. Here's the snap, the kick by Coe. It is long enough, and the kick is good. To extend the lead to 10-0, 10-play, 61-yard drive. So China Springs, 2 times they touched the football in the first half. 10 plays, 71 yards, 10 plays, 61 yards. They also had a longer drive than that to close out the first half. 10-0, Connally down to China Spring with 11:22 to go in the first half. China Springs defense, yet again, stopping Connally. Connally picked up 7 yards on a first down, but Kobe Gray was called for a personal foul after the play. It set Connally back. They had to punt again, and this was their biggest play of the game. Here's the snap to Morales. He gets off the punt. Nice punt. Turns it over. Caught at the 20. Fumbles. It's on the ground. Connally recovers. Huge turnover. Recovered Isaiah Williams' muff punt that went right through his wickets as he tried to make the catch inside his 25-yard line. And Connally's Danny Rubio recovered on a nice punt by Morales. It gave Connally an opportunity to try to take advantage of it. And from the China Spring 23-yard line, Kavion Gaither, 5 plays and 23-yard drive. He keeps left side. Kavion turns the corner. Touchdown. Touchdown Gaither. Touchdown Connally. Out the 8-yard line of China Spring, they loaded up the right-hand side. Gaither took one little jab step to that side and cut it back, went in untouched, bounced outside, and ran in untouched with just under 7 minutes to go in the first half. It was 10-7, a 5-play, 23-yard drive following the muff punt. But China Spring did not blink. They were getting 3, 4, 6, 7, 7, 6, 5 yards on first down. A 13-play, methodical, efficient, championship-type drive, 13 plays, 75 yards. They converted a couple of third downs, took 5 minutes off the clock to extend the lead to 17-7. Bowden to Abdallah, right side, turns the corner, and he's down close to the goal line, scores, touchdown. Ran over somebody at about the 2. Abdallah, 22 rushing touchdowns this year and 41 for his career, and he's almost near 1,500 yards rushing. He has, in the first half right now for China Spring, 97 yards on 15 carries, including the touchdown to end pretty much the scoring and end the first half. Connally had the ball back, but just not much time, couldn't do much with it. 17-7, China Spring at halftime, and they get the opening possession of the third quarter, 106.7 FM, The Eagle, Sikkim, 365 Radio.
Do you or your kids get nervous about going to the dentist? Stonewood Dental, Dr. Steve Childress, he can help.
I've spent a career taking care of patients who as children had bad experiences, and now they're adults that hate going to the dentist. If I get a kid at 3 years old and they come every 6 months and it's a happy experience, it's normal for them. Now they have an accident at 6 or 7 or 8 at school. Now they have a broken tooth or a trauma, and they have to come here. They're used to lights, they're used to water in their mouth, they're used to experience, they already trust us. It's amazing what we can do with that kid without it being a negative thing. But if I see a 6 or 7 or 8 year old that's never been to the dentist, and now they have a trauma or an unfortunate unexpected toothache, it's harder to do that for that kid and it not be somewhat of a negative experience. So bottom line is I try to teach kids and adults and teenagers and everybody the way I'd want my family treated, which is where it's a necessary part of life. You just take care of it. It doesn't have to be that big a deal.
Learn more, stonewood-dental.com.
The biggest, the baddest, and proven to be the best. Ram is back-to-back Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Now, get the Ram you've been waiting for less from your friend in the car business, Alan Samuels. A new loaded-up 2020 Ram 1500 Longhorn 4x4. Now with a whopping $12,000 off, and first responders receive an additional $500. Big summer clearance event savings from the Ram leader, Alan Samuels, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat. Ask for details. All offers with approved credit.
From the first first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible and rewarding challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like our free First mobile app, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. That's the First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Connally Cadets Halftime Show is sponsored by First Central Credit Union, with locations in Belmead, Hewitt, Waco, Hillsborough, and Brownwood. Everything we do for you.
Back at Cougar Stadium, China Spring, Texas. Cougars lead Connally 17-7 at halftime. Band just wrapped up their performance. Man, it is a beautiful day. Earlier this week, you had a day when the temperatures were in the 30s and it was wet. And then you had a day when the temperatures were in the upper 30s and it was wet and windy. And then you had a day when the temperatures were in the upper 30s and it was just dead. No wind. And no wind in Central Texas is like, really? And tonight and today, the weather has been gorgeous. And on a Friday night, the next to the last day in October, the eve of Halloween, tomorrow we'll have Baylor TCU pregame at 12:30 in the studio. And enjoy the rest of the game. I just saw on Twitter, Armstrong Sims put up a tutorial about how to watch Sikkim 365 radio, which is also now streamed video. A tutorial, if you don't know anything about technology like David Smoke, and he looks like a weatherman talking about a hurricane coming into town.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. Deontay Epps, fantastic. Jack, CJ. We've got a group. Deontay, of course, has been running all of our games, whether social distancing or just hiding from us at times. Does a great job.
By the way, Smokey, I found out tonight that one of our very loyal listeners from wherever we've been on the radio and into now, and a good friend of mine, Brennan Arnold, I believe you've met Brennan before.
Yeah.
Brennan is the PA announcer here at China Spring. He's been doing it for 11 years, and tonight is his last night, hanging it up.
Really?
Yeah. So they're if you're in the market to be a PA guy at China Spring, Brennan is opening it up for you.
My good friend Chris, who works at, I think, Baylor. Yeah, he does. He works at Baylor. Said, hey, glad to have the app tonight. Sitting at DFW, waiting on a flight to Sacramento, able to listen to the game. Good stuff. I have the app. Once we get airborne, I'll jump on the Wi-Fi, listen to the rest of the rest. What's the score? And so I need to tell him 17-7 China Spring. At Ryan, will you give me an update with a couple of other scores? I owe you some money, don't I, for something? There you go. That's good. Ryan got us a couple of nice little bottles of water. We had a little Pizza Hut today during the show. All right, let's look at some scores. China Spring will open up, receiving the kick to start the third quarter. And Connally will have to get somehow one. They have to stop China Spring, which they haven't done yet. The muff punt's the only way they stopped them.
Yeah.
Secondly, they're going to have to somehow flip the field with whether it's special teams or defense, or this game could get out of hand early.
You hear 17 points and you think, oh, well, they've had to have stopped them once, right? Well, no, China Springs possessed the ball 3 times, save for the muff punt, their only mistake that they've made, and they've scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And they've chewed up time when they've done it. I mean,
Midway now leads Waco High 35-19, second quarter.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
2 5-minute drives and a 3-minute drive is 13 minutes of the 24 minutes, but they just chunk. And then when Connally has the ball, it's not that they have the ball for a short amount of time, but they've only been able to finish one time, and that was after the muff punt.
In this district, we have 17-7 China Spring here. In the rest of the district, we said that Salado was just rolling by Robinson. We knew that. 56-0 at halftime, and Gatesville 14-7 at halftime over Gerald in a game that's for the 4th place spot behind Salado, China Spring, and Connally. Morales will kick off from his 40, north side of the end zone. Little bouncing around, gets a nice hop. Ball comes on the ground, and China Spring recovers. It's as if Connally did not see that ricochet off of Lacking And that was with collision coming and locking with a great job of diving. There was an opportunity right there. And that time China Spring was able to recover it at the 40-yard line. And they also get great field position opening up this third quarter. And their offensive line has been dominant across the board for Major Bowden, Emmanuel Abdallah, and Jordan Navarez. Hafford split near side, H-back left side. This is Bowden on a keeper. Bounces outside, sideline 50. Major Bowden immediately with 18 yards to the 42-yard line of Connally. And they cannot stop him and Abdallah. Brooks Williams and Gaither made the tackle.
Pretty much the exact opposite of what you wanted to see to start out the quarter.
88 yards for Bowden, 97 for Abdallah. And China Spring gets 18 to start this third quarter. H-back left side, Bowden, Abdallah off the right side, and they stop him, and he gets twisted after a couple of yards close to the 41 by Jermone Powell. A lot of these Connally cadets going both ways. China Spring likes to not have to do that much. They have a couple of guys. Locking's one of them. And a gain of a yard, give him 2 for Abdallah on the edge of 100 yards. Sebastian Trevino is usually the H-back, and he is in the slot this side. Bowden, 2nd and 8. Penalty. Somebody moved on the far side. It was the outside receiver. He knows it. That's Locking. Is that right? Yeah, Colton Locking has played really well on defense. Kind of tapped his helmet. So instead of 2nd down and 8, it will be 2nd down and 13. That's just the second penalty against the Cougars. Both of them have been on false starts. 2nd down from the 45. Make it the 46, first minute of the third quarter. China Spring with the ball up 10. 4-man front for the Cadets. Play clock at 10. Bowden gets his men set. Keeps it up the middle, right side, and he's bottled up for no gain. Perhaps a yard. De La Fuente, they actually give him 2. David De La Fuente. Now, Paul, here's an opportunity here. 3rd and long. China Spring at the Connally 44-yard line. Watch wherever Navarez goes. He's in the slot left side. They throw the deep fade down the sideline. Man is there. Stevens, and he bats it away, and no flags. Really good coverage by Isaiah Stevens on Colton Locking. He's played really well this year. And the only thing there, if you're China Spring, is you might even be looking for some sort of contact and get a cheap 15 yards.
Oh, they were. I mean, Emmanuel Abdallah was sitting there raising up his arm like, hey, flag, flag. I mean, they clearly were running that like the old Cowboys to Irvin, just throw it up and hope for a penalty.
So 10-27, China Spring gets a first down on the 18-yard run from Bowden. But now they're forced to at least attempt to punt at the 44 of China Spring. Back deep is both Gaither and Marcus Long. China Spring, here's the snap. They're going to throw a fake on the left. Delay. 40. First down, 30. Boy, this is a killer right here. He was wide open. Jordan Navarez at a fake pass down to the 23-yard line, and that could be a dagger even early in the third quarter for 21 yards.
No, they just did exactly what they wanted to do. They just got to stop. A third down stop. They're going to get the ball back, and then that happens. And China Spring was doing a lot of motion and moving people around.
And they had the far side, and Navarez was just absolutely uncovered. Abdallah, right side. First man misses. Grimes keeps going. Gets down close inside the 20 for 4 yards of the 19. Boy, that is you gotta just give China Springs coaching staff credit. They absolutely just did not want to punt. And my goodness, they had a wide open receiver, and he basically caught it, and he just had to keep going to pick up the first down. At the 19-yard line of Connally, 10 minutes, clock running, 10-point lead for the Cougars. Man in motion is Locking. This is Abdallah, left side. Quick hitter, down inside the 15, down close to the 10, and a first down, a gain of 10. Yeah, Weisner and Gaither made the tackle.
That is mighty demoralizing.
Demoralizing is the perfect word. At the 10, this is 1st and goal for China Spring. Connally would have had the football probably around their 10 or 15, and that was just like easy money on the throw to Navarez for a gain of 23 yards and a first down. Abdallah to the right of Bowden, 1st and goal. Abdallah in motion. Bowden looks left. Now keeper off the right side, inside the 10, slips down. Boy, he is hard to find to the 3 for 7 yards on a play at the heart and soul of that Connally defense.
Yeah, and I don't know how you bounce back emotionally from that. If you
make a play, make a play. 9 minutes to go. You know who's made a play? Connally on this drive. Looked like they did, and now from the 3, Bowden off the left side, and he will score. Touchdown, China Spring. 8:53 to go, third quarter. A fake punt, the dagger, and the Cougars lead by 16 with the extra point to come.
Yeah, what a fantastic drive by China Spring after that. Just, they came back from the fake punt and just chunk, got it done.
21-yard on the fake punt on the catch to Navarez, who has 3 catches for 58 yards, has the 1-yard touchdown run. And, boy, I got to tell you, boy, if you're Connally on that 4th down fake punt, extra point by Coe is good. There was nobody looking for anything on the fake punt either. 8:53 to go, third quarter. Connally is in a big hole. 24-7 Cougars, and this is 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
Graham Property Company will give you the best opportunities and services to navigate and achieve your real estate goals. At Graham Property Company, we strive to establish lasting relationships built on service and performance. Whether you are buying, leasing, selling, or investing, our real estate portfolio and expertise can facilitate your needs, no matter what real estate or property need you may encounter. Graham Property Company, property sales, acquisitions, leasing, and management at GrahamInvestmentCo.com.
Boy, I tell you what, if you're Connally, you got what you wanted. You forced China Spring after a long run to punt, and they just, the thing that has to be disappointing for Shane Anderson and Connally is there was nobody there even reading the possibility. And what Connally saw is they had the entire far side of the field to do what they wanted. And the way that they're playing pretty good defense, it's almost like they didn't respect Connally, even if they would have given up pretty good field position. Coe, short kick, McDonald at the 30, McDonald at the 40, LaMarcus out of bounds, and a flag comes down, and this is going to cost him a block below the waist and puts him back inside the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they really do have to score here. I mean, I know that it's early and that it's only a 17-point lead, and then today's high school football, 17 points can evaporate in a hurry. But the style of football that Connally plays, they need to get it. They need to get it right back.
And this is going to cost him field position. The ball, LaMarcus McDonald with a nice return out to the 40, but a flag came down, and this will bring Connally back inside the 30-yard line to the 27. So not even where the return came before that. And listen, there's one way that Connally can win the game. China Spring gets sloppy, and Trey Wisner gets a couple of plays, and that's something we've said, and it hasn't happened. Double backs with Gaither. This is Gaither off the left side. Keeps it, bounces outside. Kavion 40. Blocked downfield, Miles 50. Kavion out of bounds at the China Spring 40-yard line to the 39 for 36 yards. Trey Hafford used the sideline to make the tackle.
Guys, we've been doing games together for a long time now. We've done a lot of games. And I got to tell you, one of my favorite players we've ever had to watch, we've had a lot of fun guys like B.J. Kelly or Tanner Mordecai or whoever we've done, even you and I do in China Spring. Kavion Gaither, one of my favorites.
From the 39 of the Cougars, gain of 36. First down, Wisner that goes in motion on the right side. Throw it in the flat. Ball came loose. Is that a fumble, a lateral? Are they going to say it's an incomplete pass? Brian Bell and China Spring, they're trying to say that was a lateral, but the ball came loose, and Trey Wisner was about to get blown up by Colton Locking anyway, and it's second down.
No, it's probably best that he had the incomplete pass. And just to expand on Kavion Gaither, it's just the way he kind of wills his team into plays. And you can tell, look, the dude's probably tired. He plays on both sides of the ball. He makes plays on both sides of the ball.
Second down and 10, China Spring 39-yard line. Two backs with Gaither at the incomplete pass on the flip out in the corner on the right side to Wisner. This is Kavion, keeper left side, runs right into a wall, but still gets about 6 down to the 33-yard line. Third and about 4. 8.5 to go, third quarter, 24-7. China Spring, Dawson Exline made the tackle.
Yeah, and I think if you're Shane Anderson, as long as you're on this side of your own, probably 35, you're going for it from here on out.
Well, I really thought, go ahead, Craig.
I was going to say that was pretty much China Springs mentality. I questioned them punting where they were, and sure enough, you saw what happened.
It's 3rd and 4, maybe even 5 based on the mark at the 33-yard line. Gaither wants to throw. He has a man open. Wisner over the middle. Trey caught it at the 10. He will score. Touchdown, Connally. That's been their most effective pass this year. Kavion just let him. Wisner made the catch, made a man miss at the 10, and strolled into the end zone. 7:50 to go, 33-yard touchdown. Gaither to Trey Wisner, extra point to come.
Yeah, and they got it done quickly. 4 plays, about 1:03. So that's what they needed to do. I mean, they had a long way to go, 73 yards, and they needed big chunks. So they need to get it back quickly too.
And that's what happens when you get Trey Wisner in open field. He is just so much fun to watch and dynamic. Snap, hold by Gaither. The snap from Torres Luna. The kick is good. Well, they needed that, but now the defense has to come up with a way to make a stop. 7:50 to go, 3rd quarter. China Spring 24, Connally 14. Sikkim 365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be part of the Waco community. We're a small family business here in Central Texas. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important. And unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. And that's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through this difficult time. So if you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. You can schedule online in minutes at idealmri.com or call 833-IDEAL-MRI.
Teams have scored now on their opening drive. China Spring, of course, set up on the fake punt. 21-yard catch and run to Navarez. Abdallah with his second touchdown. That one was Gaither to Wisner for 33 yards.
Yeah, it was 4 plays, 73 yards, 103. Quick, efficient, big plays. And for Wisner, guys, I really think, that's got to be a confidence builder. He needed that for confidence. He can do this.
Yeah,
He's an athlete. He just needs to know he can.
Here's a squib kick that is missed and muffed, and China Spring recovers it again at the 34-yard line. That's a nice kick by Morales. You're hoping for just a little bit more of some sort of a bounce if you can. And now there's some discussion at the end of the play, and I think maybe Connally was able to get over where the ball was recovered. Mark Bell and the China Spring staff, they're pretty upset. Maybe it's because when he was on the ground there was a hit, but that's where China Spring will start at the 34-yard line. And the Cadets defense, which looked like they were able to at least force a punt, and that back-breaking, and you mentioned demoralizing fake punt. Now they're going to say the ball's at the 37? That's about 5 yards from where he recovered it, but that's okay. Nobody's arguing. Abdallah to the right of Bowden. These two have been just absolutely spectacular. Abdallah, Kavion Gaither gets him and throws him out of bounds at the 38. A couple of yards. Under 8 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. They will say the 39 and a gain of 2.
Now, those are the kind of gains they need to keep them to. 2 yards.
115 yards for Emmanuel Abdallah. I've never seen him in person. He is everything you hear. Now, Bowden wants to throw. Throws a deep wheel route pass over the shoulder, and the pass is caught at the Connally 44-yard line. Jordan Navarez is putting on a show on a beautiful touch pass from Navarez. That's 17 yards and a first down. Boy, that was perfect.
Yeah, Major Bowden, they don't throw a lot, but man, he's made them count when he does.
4 for 5 for 75 yards. Now Bowden keeper bounces left side, cuts it. Tackled an open field by Kavion Gaither. Gain down to the 40. That's a gain of 4. And again, they had him on 2nd and 8. They throw the wheel route to Navarez. 104 yards for Bowden, 115 for Abdallah. China Spring knocking on the door again with 7 minutes to go, up by 10. Here's Abdallah up the middle. He takes a couple of people with him. That's a tough. He is not very big, but he's got incredible leg strength. Down to the 36-yard line for 4 more. It is 3rd and 2.
Yeah, he's got some big quads.
He delivers like almost, you almost see him deliver the hit like Zeke has done. Except he's held on to the football lately. 3rd and 2. 6:20 to go. China Spring up 10 with the football. Double back set with Bowden. From the 36, this is Bowden up the middle. Keeper hit in the backfield and stopped for a loss. They're going to mark him at the 38-yard line.
And I'll tell you what,
Marcus McDonald with a great play.
And I'll tell you what, face mask was missed right there. It was, not an egregious. It was just kind of a glancing, but it could have been called. And so very fortunate for Connally there. And hey, watch the fake.
Yeah, well, and now because you have to worry about that, and Braden Faulkner, by the way, who's the one that completed the pass on the 21-yarder to Navarez, he's a quarterback last year. He gave up his position to become a linebacker because Bowden gave him more of a dual threat. Snap will come from the Connally 39, and Faulkner wants to throw it again, and the pass is caught right at the sticks. It depends on the mark. Short of the first down at the 40, at the 36. Wow. Trey Hafford, I don't think they got a very good mark. Braden Faulkner threw a dart that Hafford caught. It looked like the 34-yard line. The official says short of the first down at the 35.
Not just short, but a full yard short on that measurement.
And then, the China Spring coaching staff is wanting to know what happened, but that was in front of the Connally bench at the 35-yard line. A gain of 4. They needed 5, and the Connally defense gets a stop.
Yeah, Hafford had to come back to the ball, and, the China Spring coaching staff does not agree with the spot. And the official that went over to the spot, he didn't run over there and sell it real fast. He just kind of walked over and stood there.
Yeah, you're right. Here comes Connally. An opportunity maybe if they can take advantage of it. Gaither keeps it right side, gets a block. Kavion, what a nice tackle from behind. He was about to break that loose out to the 42-yard line. Trey Hafford from behind saved a bigger gain. That's a gain of 7, 2nd down and 3. And now there's a helmet. Braden Faulkner's helmet came off as they're pushing and shoving.
That was him and Torrey Pullen. Torrey Pullen was on top of him. I didn't see the helmet come off, but he was on top of him without Bowden having his helmet on. And, he's making the Zeke, Pullen's making the Zeke like feed me more. He's got to be careful, though. We know how this can kind of go, but, hey, the good news is Connally's playing with some emotion right now. They just have to keep that emotion a little bit in check.
I tell you what, the China Spring coaching staff is still barking, and Shane Anderson is about halfway on the field. Parrish Cox III comes up limping here. And I think what Shane's doing as a coaching staff, the other guy's getting a lot of your time. You want to make sure, hey, you don't forget about us, although they did get a really important 4th down mark on that throw by Braden Faulkner.
Well, here's the thing. Don't throw it right at the marker. That's China Spring. Can have their argument, but bottom line is that was a bang right at the marker play. The receiver had to come back for the pass, so that's the risk that you run.
42-yard line after the run by Gaither. It's 2nd and 3, 7-yard pickup. Azure Rose is in the game, and Connally has 2nd and 3 with Gaither in the backfield. Wisner and Powell left and right. 4-man front. Gaither left side. Keeper bounces outside. Gets to the sticks and a 1st down at the 46-yard line and a gain of 4. Crowd, as you can hear on this side, is feeling maybe a little bit of a shift in the momentum. And can the Cadets take advantage of the 4th down spot that came up short?
Yeah, Connally's got a little juice again. They got it. It's a fickle lady, momentum.
123 yards on 16 carries. Gaither, the 1 touchdown. Cadets at their 46-yard line. 2 receivers right side. Wisner, here's a Gaither on a keeper off the left side. Gets a block. Gaither 40. Gaither 35 and out of bounds.
A flag.
And there's a flag right at the 50, and this is going to be a holding call against Connally. Wouldn't you know it? 3 different offensive linemen right there where the flag is, and a 24-yard run from Gaither, and it's coming back at the 50, back to the 40-yard line. And this is an offense I hate to say it, but it's true, is just hard for them to overcome anything other than the regular sticks of 1st and 10 or whatever.
Yeah, but Kavion Gaither's already shown that tonight that, look, he said, look, I'll get it back. I will get it back. And that's what he's been doing. He got the 15-yard penalty back. He's gotten some of the false starts back. But you don't want to keep going to that well.
Yeah, another thing is that China Spring may just gotten a break back, too, on the holding call from the same official that called him short. And that was a bang-bang play, as Craig said. First down now at the 39-yard line of Connally. That's a 22-yard difference with a holding call. Gaither, that is McDonald in motion, and here comes a false start on the left side. Torrey Pullen. Now it's first down and 21.
Yeah, both these teams are starting to, to get their fire burning.
But, this is something that has also been an issue with Connally, not just the penalties. It's after a penalty and then the false start, the concentration. Torrey's doing everything he can. He's doing whatever he can, but now it's 1st and 21. And you're going to have to probably come up with some sort of a pass here at some point to get back with the sticks. Here's another false start against Connally as the left H-back moved early.
I tell y'all.
1st and 26. Unbelievable.
And LaMarcus McDonald, and he fell for China Spring shift.
You know what he should have done? He should have gone in motion.
Yeah.
He's an H-back. He can take a step forward and go in motion as long as he stays lateral. Got to think.
But he just froze. He took that step forward and froze.
So you just had Kavion Gaither down inside the China Spring 40, and you're now taking a snap at your 29-yard line on 1st and 26. China Spring's going to bring some pressure. Gaither wants to throw. Throws sideline pass to Miles at the 40. First man misses outside near midfield. Marked out at the 48-yard line. He had 19 yards right there in the throw, and Bronche Miles with an Olay on the sideline. Bakacic made the tackle for China Spring.
Yeah, nice move by Bronche Miles. I mean, just little hips, and
now it's a little bit more manageable. It's 2nd down and 8 at the 48-yard line.
That's a move you call the Matador.
Yeah, there you go. LaMarcus McDonald checks out. 3:49, third quarter, 24-14. China Spring with the lead. And Connally with the football. They move around on the defensive front. Gaither, keeper left side, cuts it 50. Gaither, first down. Kavion out of bounds. They did overcome it, and now there's some pushing and shoving. At the 38-yard line, that's a gain of 16 yards for Gaither.
I'll tell you what, piggybacking off what Paul was saying earlier about Kavion Gaither, he's right up there for me as well as favorite players to watch. And I don't know, I've seen a lot of great players over the years at different schools, but I don't know that I've seen anybody just will their team the way he does.
He just picked up a first down at the 437 of China Spring on a 16-yard carry. Gaither wants to throw the deep fade down the sideline, and Miles gets caught up in traffic. There's no pass interference. That was really good defense by Carson Coe, who's also the kicker. Kavion with a pump fake. All of a sudden, Connally thinks that they're Austin Westlake or something.
Yeah, well, and I'll say this. Look, we've seen Kavion Gaither start to throw a lot better because now he's working at it.
Yeah.
He spent all summer thinking he's going to be a running back, so he probably didn't throw all that much, and so when Tyler Webb got hurt, he had to change his whole role, and now he's getting into the rhythm of doing it.
3:36, third quarter. Connally down 10 with the ball, 37-yard line. China Spring trying to get Connally to jump. This is the left side. Powell. Germone grinds down to the 31. 6 yards, 3rd down and 4 down territory. Germone, that's his 5th carry for 18 yards. Gaither has 139 on 17. Dawson X-line with another tackle. They'll bring out Marcus Long, and David De La Fuente comes in the game as an H-back. So it's 3rd down and 4 at the China Spring 31, left hash. 4 down territory if you don't make it here. Watch the movement. Offensive line is set. Gaither, he's going to do something, and there's off procedure. They keep it. Gaither, left side, 30, out of bounds and a first down. They did not throw the flag.
Wow.
That is unbelievable as De La Fuente shifted, and Kavion Kavion to the 23 for 8 yards and a first down.
Well, that was a lucky break if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, it was. This period. That was procedure.
Yeah.
Well, Shane Anderson just walked out there. I think it might have something to do with the way Kavion's, calling at the line or receiving the snap, because Shane just walked out there and very clearly to Kavion was making motions about, clapping your hands or whatever, they're doing. So that might have been part of the problem.
At the 23 after 8 yards, and they dodged the bullet. Play clock is at 3. Gaither, snap at 2. Kavion, keeper left side, up the middle, and they got him at about the 20. They'll give him the 19 for 4. 240. 24-14, China Spring, tackled by Greg Salazar. Gaither got to the 19 at 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, Kavion Gaither is pretty much kind of, I don't know if he's told this team, but he showed this team, look, guys, get on my level.
2.5 minutes, clock running. Wisner and Cox right side, left hash. 2nd and 6, inside the 20. Gaither to Powell, up the middle. Jermone breaks a tackle, inside to the 10. 1st and goal, Connally. 2:15 to go. That was a tough run of 9 yards. 27 yards on 6 carries for Powell. Connally with the football, down by 10. They overcame 1st and 26. Wisner to the left of Gaither, Powell to his right. In the slot, long. Their side, Bronche Miles. 4-man front for the Cougars at the 10. Here's Gaither to Wisner, right side. Inside the 10, close to about the 6. Got 4.
The other thing Wisner needs to do, which he did there, is know that, not every time you're going to bust out in the open. Get some tough ones. Get some tough yards.
X line with a tackle. 1st and goal. Timeout, China Spring at the 6-yard line. What a drive by Connally. Can they finish it off? Minute 35 to go, 3rd quarter. Connally trailing China Spring 24-14 with a minute 35 to go. 3rd quarter. 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Division 1, District 11, Lorena 28, Caldwell 14, 3rd quarter. 24-0, McGregor shutting out Yo. That game's mid-3rd quarter, and Troy trails by 19 at home to Rockdale 33-14. At the 6, 2nd and goal. Connally down 10. Powell to the left of Kavion. Wisner in the slot right side. Kavion left side at the 5. Kavion down to about the 3. And that was a tough run. And I tell you what, I think Braden Faulkner got him around the thigh and just would not let him go. That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and goal from about the 4. Craig, where are they actually at? The 4?
Yeah, they're at the 4 right there. Right at the 4-yard line. So needing 4 to get in the end zone. I would imagine this is 4-down territory, I would think, although it's a 10-point game. So this next play will be very interesting.
3rd down and 4. Remember against Salado, they knocked on the door, couldn't get in. Stack it left side. Timeout, Connally. Boy, you just really need to make something happen here, but that's a timeout down the road. But you got to make sure you score here first.
Here's what I always felt about timeouts. Well, you can't take them with you, and you don't want to regret not taking one. And I would think that maybe even Shane in the back of his mind when they ran that fake punt, the first one, and they're moving around, you probably think about it. Should I take a timeout here and just screw it up for them? You don't want to lose them early, but it's kind of the Jimbo Fisher philosophy. You ever watch Jimbo Fisher coach? He doesn't give a crap about timeouts. He's going to take them when he's going to take them, and so while you want to save them in an ideal world, sometimes that play comes now in the 3rd quarter. It doesn't come in the 4th quarter. It comes now that you're going to have the opportunity. So you might as well do it now as opposed to waiting till later.
Okay, if you do it now, then you better capitalize on it now because you don't have that timeout if you're down still by 10.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But yeah, if you feel like you can capitalize now and your opportunities now, you got to do it. But so take it.
Gageville leads by 8 with 4.5 to go against Gerald, 3rd quarter. to play for fourth place. They stack it left side. The last time they did this on the right side, Kavion went the opposite way. 3rd and goal from the 4. Gaither, snap, left side, power. He will score! Touchdown, Connally. Touchdown, Kavion Gaither. 51 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. Cadets within 4, an extra point by Morales to come.
Yeah, that was a 12-play drive. And they just, I mean, and it was 64 yards, but it was really more than that because all the penalties they had to be at the front of it.
Here comes Morales. Torres Luna, the deep snapper, a long snapper when it comes to the snapper on extra point. They got a man coming in late, Brooks Williams. Ashton Brooks Williams, they got the play clock. They're going to kick it anyway, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty. You don't do that. That's a procedure call, and now it becomes a longer extra point. Boy, that's Ashton Brooks Williams. He just flat out forgot. He's a young man that's been a heck of a player for Connally. So now if you're the Cadets, this is a field goal as much as it is an extra point. They had time on the play clock, but there's no way that's not procedure, and it is. Illegal motion, procedure, false start, whatever, and now it becomes a little bit longer. Torres Luna, the snapper, also a linebacker, will snap from the 7. Gaither will hold at the 10. Actually, excuse me, at the 15. 24-20 China Spring. Luna, snap, hold, Gaither, kick by Morales. He drilled it, and the kick is good. 51 seconds to go, 3rd quarter. China Spring 24, Connally 21. 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
Waco's newest gym, Halo Athletic Center, 5725 Bagby Avenue, right behind Region 12 and across the highway from the Central Texas Marketplace, where motivation, inspiration, and hard work are the driving force. State-of-the-art equipment, indoor and outdoor track, locker rooms, showers, yoga and bar classes by Duality Yoga, Bod Pod potty composition analysis, and registered dietitians, all under one roof, where we rise above. Come join the Halo Athletic Center and be a part of the change. Your change.
Found a way on a pass and a catch and a run by Bronche Miles, a Gaither run. 24-21, China Springs lead is 3. It was 17 with 51 seconds to go, 3rd quarter.
12 plays, 64 yards. It took 4 minutes and 32 seconds off the clock, and Kavion Gaither's touchdown cuts it to 3. Soki 24-21, 51 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, and this game has completely changed, but this doesn't mean as much if they just turn around and give up a drive and go down by 2 scores again.
You wonder if Morales, who's been hitting that squib kick, they've gotten a couple of bounces that China Springs been able to recover if he doesn't go deeper here. Abdallah is one of those deep, as is Bowden for China Spring inside the 20. This is a squib kick, hits off a China Spring player. Ball is on the ground, and they got it again. Boy, that one, it came off the shoulder of, I think, either Faulkner or Williams. It came off the shoulder of Faulkner, and it took a weird spinning bounce. But China Spring will get it at the 37. You're giving up a lot of field position, hoping for a ricochet, and you've had a couple of them.
Yeah,
but not quite enough.
But what you're also potentially doing is saving yourself some time as well by, China Spring showing they could take 8-9 minutes off the clock. So they very well may score. You need to stop, but at least you're saving some time potentially.
Bowden with Abdallah to his right. First down at the 37 of the Cougars. Bowden keeps off the right side. This is Gaither, trips him up, but he still gets outside close to the 41. Gaither was there. They'll give him the 40. That's a gain of 3, and it's 2nd down and 7. Bowden with 104 yards. Abdallah with 122. Gaither has 155 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2nd and 7. Bowden. Keeper up the middle. Oh, huge hole. Majors in the secondary, inside the 45 to the 42. They don't blink, 18 yards, and Powell and Wisner made the tackle. You go right back at you, and here comes a quick huddle.
Yeah, the fake there on the zone read was just executed so perfectly.
Boy, he is so good to watch, huh? Mm-hmm. Gaither's more power. Not that he doesn't have speed. Bowden is all about quickness and elusiveness. From the 42-yard line, Abdallah, he has a sliver, and there he goes, breaking tackle, spins away down to the 35-yard line. They tried to strip it, and they almost let him get loose, and that's almost 6 or 7 more. McDonald and Stevens were there, and someone like Abdallah, if you go to strip it and you miss him, or you let him get loose, man, it could be a problem. He got 6.
Yeah.
And China Spring bounces right back, and here come the Cougars. That ends the third quarter. Connally needs another maybe stop or two. What a game. 23rd time these teams have met, with Connally leading 13-9 in the series, and they've won the last 2. But they've got work to do. China Spring 24, Connally 21. 106.7 FM and Sikkim 365 Radio.
The Sikkim 365 Radio High School Football Showcase is sponsored by the U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company at GoArmy.com or 254-598-8131.
Stepping into a new pair of boots is great, but stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can also add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. There are more than 150 occupational specialties to help them find the best fit for their future. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
Start the fourth quarter, China Spring with 2nd down and 4 at the 36 of Connally. We start the fourth quarter. Cougars lead 3. They'll have Abdallah in motion. Bowden keeper tripped up at the line of scrimmage for a yard. To the 34, they'll say he'll get 2. And here's a 3rd down and about maybe 3, now they'll say 3rd and 2 here. You got a really good mark at the 34. Torrey Pullen made the tackle. 3rd and 2. They had Abdallah went in motion with him, and usually that's going to be Bowden on a keeper. Play clock is only at 20, plenty of time. Start the fourth quarter. 3rd and 2 at the 34 of Connally. What a game it's become. China Spring was threatening to pop this thing open, up 24-7. Faulkner under center, straight power I formation. Faulkner now looks to the sideline. Now they want to run it. Now they look to the sideline. They're trying to get Connally to jump off sides, and Brian Bell says timeout. Timeout.
So now he has to use one early. Again, because you got to do it when you got to do it.
That's a good thing to try to do. You have 2 plays here. Faulkner, again, was the quarterback a year ago. He's played some quarterback this year. Power, straight eye, and you're hoping that maybe Connally jumps and you get a free first down. 11:14 to go. We'll keep it here. What a night. What a nice game this has been to watch. And you've seen a Connally team battle back. Remember against La Vega, they were down and they had that long drive at the end and they just couldn't convert on 3rd and 4th down inside the La Vega 35.
Well, this is something we really haven't seen them do. They either win straight up and down or they play a close game and lose, but they haven't really battled back to take a lead.
Lost 13-10 to La Vega. Had the ball, as I mentioned, late in the game with a chance. Springtown took the lead twice and had it called back on the run by Tyler Webb. And then the game against Salado, they had a chance to take the lead. And remember that the play was called back. Here's a snap and false start against Connally. No. Excuse me, against China Spring. I'm sorry. So now it's 3rd down and 7 as the Cadets are the ones that get the break on the 5-yard false start. They're talking about this at about the 35-yard line, but this is going to go. Braden Faulkner's trying to make them change their mind here.
Well, Brian Bell, you got to be pretty upset out of a timeout to get a false start.
So it's 3rd and 7 at the 39 of Connally with 11:13 to go. And Bowden, 2 receivers both ways, left and right, left hash. Abdallah behind him. He gives Abdallah a signal. Bowden wants to throw in the flat. Now he wants to have the option to run it. At the 40, down to the 35 and tossed forward. They'll say the 35 is where they'll mark him down. Now they'll give him the 34, and it's going to be 4th and 2. Boy, that tackle by Brooks Williams was good, but it gave him an extra couple of yards. Here they go, a quick snap. 4th and 2. Bowden now stops, looks at the sideline. Now Connally wants to take a timeout. That will be their 2nd. Bowden was wrapped up by, it looked like
De La Fuente, but he got tossed forward.
I think it was Ashton Brooks Williams.
By Ashton Brooks Williams.
But, and again, like, you got to get these opportunities to get stops. Shane Anderson's trying to get the lead. I think he feels if they get the lead, it'll be better than having those timeouts at the end, but you can't get the lead if you don't stop them here.
So 4th and 2. You haven't really very often stopped them for anything less than 2. You're going to have to do that here. Connally showed tremendous amount of discipline when they stopped and did not jump on 4th down at a yard. Craig?
They stop them here, it'll be a brilliant timeout.
No, it'll be an incredible timeout. If you don't, it doesn't mean it's over, but because you're still only down 3, you can get another stop or possibly force a turnover or make them settle for a field goal. 4th down and 2. At the 34-yard line of Connally, 3 receivers to the near side. Navarez in the slot. Bowden and Abdallah. Bowden to Abdallah, right side. Ball comes loose. Picked up by Connally. Fumble, 44-yard line. Trey Wisner. Abdallah had that thing pop loose. The Cadets force a turnover at their own 44-yard line and a big-time miscue by the Cougars.
And I think that was based on the celebration. That was Ashton Brooks Williams who knocked that loose.
Ashton Brooks Williams, and that ball popped backwards at least. So no matter what, you were going to get the ball on downs at the 44-yard line, and Trey Wisner was maybe a step away from a scoop and score.
Well, he just had to get the ball. I mean, you didn't want to give him a chance for something wacky, so just go get the ball. So it was a smart play.
24-21, China Spring with the lead, and Connally with the ball at their 44. Wisner in the slot, Powell to the left of Kavion Gaither. Snap from Kaufman. Gaither to Powell. He'll go back and cut left and cut right, and he'll nibble out close to the 50. It's a nice gain of 6 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 4. Tackled by Pekacic.
Long line of Pekacics. I know several Pekacics around here in China Spring.
At the 50, Harris Cox the third. He's been limping a little bit tonight. He got the touchdown last week in that win against Gatesville. De La Fuente right side off the hip of Kobe Gray, the H-back on 2nd and 4. Powell to the left hip of Gaither. This is Powell again up the middle, and this time he got not much, but he does dig for a yard. He got a mark on this side to the 48 of China Spring, and now let's see where they give him. They're going to give him the 48-yard line. That's a good mark for him. Yeah. And Pekacic again makes the tackle. Here's 3rd and 2, boys.
Got some good lean in there.
158 yards for Gaither on 20 carries, 2 scores. Powell has 35 yards on 8 carries. 3rd and 2 at the 48 of China Spring. China Spring tries to jump off sides or cause Connally to do it, and Powell picks up a 1st down and a tough run to the 44-yard line. So they're relying on Jermone right now and not on Kavion to give him a little bit of a breather as they have to worry about Gaither, and it allows maybe Powell. He got to the 45. He got 3 at a 1st down. Blake Barrett made the tackle.
Yeah, get 3.5 yards and a cloud of dust here on every carry, and that works for you right now. You got plenty of time to do whatever you want.
The winner will get most likely center in the 1st round of the playoffs. The loser will face Jasper from the 45, and Gaither in the gun. This time Kavion keeps it right side, turns the corner. Kavion 40, down to the 36. 17, that's Mason Kirk, who was tied up with a blocker down the field and somehow made the tackle, gain of 9. 2nd down and a yard. Clock under 9 minutes to go, and China Spring with the 3-point lead. Cadets with the football at the 36 of the Cougars. Gaither. This is Wisner right side. Trey slips, runs, 20, 15, forget it. Touchdown, Cadets. Touchdown, Trey Wisner. He got loose, Paul.
He did, and it was a tough run, too. He had to break some tackles, and then once he got in the open field, that confidence that happened on the first touchdown, it's finally sprung up in him, and here he is making plays.
Made the fumble recovery as well. Here comes an all-important extra point. 27-24, Connally has come back from 17 down to lead by 3 with an extra point by Morales attempt coming up. Torres Lunas with a snap.
Hold by Gaither. Morales with the kick, and the kick inside the left upright. This is a 21-point run by Connally. Trey Wisner on the touchdown catch. The fumble recovery, 36 yards on the touchdown run. Can the defense come up with another stop? This is 106.7. FM, the Eagle, 28-24. Connally with 8:27 to go. Sikkim 365 Radio.
Mazzana Construction is celebrating 52 years as an award-winning, family-owned and operated business excelling in general construction and construction management. Mazzana Construction is proud to support Connally ISD's tradition of excellence in education and athletics, including owners calling Connally High their alma mater, Vicky Mazzana, class of 1974, and Aaron Miner from the class of 2002. Mazzana Construction, celebrating 50-plus years by building trust with quality work. MazzanaConstruction.com.
Connally has come back from 24-7 down, 17-7 at halftime, 24-7, and now leads by 4, 28-24, and they've done it with every bit of everything, including the defense dialing up a couple of stops and the huge play by Ashton Brooks Williams, the recovery by Wisner, who caps off the drive with a touchdown. Here comes Morales. Now Abdallah and Bowden are back deep. Here's another squib kick, hits it on the ground, and China Spring landed on their butt and recovered the fumble, and they get great field position. Recovery by Sergio Watkins. You know what? If he doesn't know it, he just kind of happened up ball ricochets anywhere in Connally. But now the Cougars have great field position at their own 47-yard line.
I think it bounced off of Dominic Guerrero, and because he was going back to get into his block,
he was going back to set up the wall.
See it. So yeah,
but great field position for Major. Bowden down 4, down for the first time tonight. Bowden, keeper, they want to run the spread option to Abdallah. He's got room 50. On the sideline, 45. He's still not down and out of bounds. He's still not down at the 30. What a run by Emmanuel Abdallah, and they answer right back with 24 yards. Marcus Long made the tackle.
Major Bowden took a shot after the pitch there. Abdallah wanted to get everything back that he lost in that fumble. You can tell he's playing a little angry after that.
148 now for Abdallah. He picked up 24, and here come the Cougars down 4. 8:10 to go in the game. Bowden. Keeper up the middle. Major. First down. Down inside the 20, down to the 15, down close to the 13. And man, have the Cougars bounced right back. McDonald, that's a gain of 15 yards. Both teams throwing haymakers. And if this drive by Connally or by China Spring against the Connally defense, if they can get it right back, man, have they flipped the switch in a hurry. Motion to the right, Bowden, keeper up the middle. This time met right at the line of scrimmage by Pullen at the 11. That's about the first time we've seen any kind of a hit right at the line of scrimmage, and again, actually a loss of a yard.
Torrey Pullen, I asked Shane Anderson about it this week because I had a conversation with him. He's a sweet guy, but when he puts his helmet on, he sees red.
7:28, clock running, 28-24. Connally, China Spring at the Cadets 11-yard line. Bowden runs the option and hit. Spun down at about the 10. So really a nice job, and I don't know who it was, but a defensive lineman sprung that out. In fact, he does not get any yards. Torrey Pullen forced that all the way to the perimeter, and that's a long run for a defensive tackle.
Yeah, the option's all about
third down and 10.
Yeah, defending the option's all about pursuit angle. The minute you take the wrong angle, they cut it back up and get a big play on you. But if you use the sideline to your advantage and push it out, then that's when you're going to get stops like that.
3rd and 9, actually, at the 11. They can still get a first down at about the 2 or 3. Bowden, gun, man in motion, right side. Bowden rolls right, delay to Abdallah, breaks the first tackle, down inside the 10, stood up at about the 8. Now, just be careful here after the play's over.
That was a tremendous tackle by De La Fuente.
8-yard line, a gain of 3. David De La Fuente, Craig, you're right, because that was man-to-man with Abdallah.
Yeah, no, I mean, they just went face-to-face and head up, and De La Fuente stopped him in his tracks and then just kept fighting until, couldn't bring him to the ground, didn't need to, just stopped his forward progress enough.
All right, 6:05 left. They're going to bring out Navarez. It's 4th down and 5 at the Connally 8 in the slot near side. Bowden, Faulkner's the quarterback, and timeout Connally, their last of the game. 28-24, Connally by 4. 5:54 left in this game. Timeout as Connally defensively faces China Spring inside their 10 on 4th and 5. Back in 30 seconds. 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
Automatic Chef Canteen is a full-service micro-market, vending and office coffee provider with state-of-the-art vending equipment, a wide variety of products, and offering custom-fitted micro-market vending office coffee solution for your employee break room. You want a full break room solution and workplace oasis? Well, Automatic Chef Canteen, locally owned and operated for over 50 years in Central Texas, also includes in-house mechanics on call 24/7 for fast, reliable service and maintenance. Automatic Chef Canteen, 6900 Imperial Drive, AutomaticChefCanteen.com.
Connally has none left. They had Braden Faulkner coming under center, but Bowden will run the quarterback position at the 8-yard line of Connally. 4th and 5 with Abdallah. 4 receivers, 2 this way, 1 in the slot. Bowden, they run that stretch option. He's going to get inside the 5, and he will have a first down at the 2. That's exactly what I told you he should run.
No,
Craig?
I mean, I'm looking at the marker, and based on where the official is,
they're saying it's a first down. They're telling it's a first down.
Then the other side called it that way.
Wow, he got the first down inside the 1 or 2 yard line. And they ran that stretch option. They had nobody on that other side, and he just used his leverage. Yep. And a gain of 6 by Bowden. It's 1st and goal. Clock at 5:40. Bowden. Up the middle, touchdown, China Spring. Touchdown, Cougars. They convert on 4th and 5 and score. Touchdown, and they take the lead, the Cougars, by 2 with 5:34 to go. What an answer. Boy, these two teams are coming back at each other left and right.
Yeah, they really are.
And it all started because, remember, Watkins recovered that not onside kick, but the squib kick that could have gotten away from the Cougars. Boy, Bowden ran that stretch option, and that's exactly what we talked about in the break. Coe with the extra point. The kick is up, and the kick by Coe is good. And now it's a 3-point game, 31-28. China Spring with 5:34 left in the 4th quarter on 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
How can we help you? That's a question we ask every day at American Bank. Hi, I'm President and CEO Dana Hassel. Our commitment to our customers is what drives us. It's why we've invested in new branch buildings and technology like ITMs that let you speak to a teller face-to-face from your car. It's why we work with local businesses, helping Waco grow and thrive. And it's why decisions about your accounts and loans are made here in Waco by people who know you. How can we help you? Find out at American Bank, member FDIC.
50-yard drive, and they have to convert on 4th and 5, and they got it. Craig thought maybe he was right at the sticks, but the official on the far side said he had enough. Next play, Bowden touchdown. Boy, Bowden, Abdallah, and Gaither, and maybe Trey Wisner starting to get on track because he just had the 36-yard touchdown run. Back deep is Cox. Gaither in the middle. Coe with the kick from the 40. Little high pooch kick, fair catch by Miles, and Connally, Ashton Brooks-Williams makes the catch. That could have been a collision, and the Cadets will get pretty good field position at their 38-yard line.
They got to communicate a little bit better than that, because clearly, trying to go over my roster here, Ronche Miles was calling for a fair catch, and then Brooks-Williams runs back, and I mean, that's one of those where you cue the circus music, 2 teammates bump into each other, fumble the foot. I mean, that was very close to what could have happened there. So thankfully for Connally, they're going to get the ball and a chance to go take the lead and perhaps win the game.
Well, you have the football. You're down just 3. You were down 17. You had the lead, but you gave it right back on a great drive by China Spring. From the 38 with Gaither. Wisner is to his left. 2 receivers in the slot near side, and this is Wisner right side. Trey, 50, Wisner 40, there he goes. Trey Wisner inside the 10. Trey Wisner, touchdown, 62. And the Cadets answer right back, and he was tripping, slipping, fouling and stumbling the whole way.
You know, Trey Wisner, I'm going to use a metaphor here. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz. You know, when the lion finds out that he had his courage all along, like that's what Trey Wisner is. Like, you had it all along. Just do it, man. And tonight we're seeing it.
And he did it, and maybe kick-started it because of the catch and run, but the fumble recovery as well, which was so huge on fourth down. Snap in the hole by Gaither, kick by Morales is good, and now Elizabeth. Connally 35 and China Spring 31 with still 5:20 left. Trey Wisner had 1 yard at halftime. 1 yard. He had a couple of catches for 18. In the second half, he has 102 yards on 3 carries. And also, remember, has the 33-yard touchdown catch and the fumble recovery. And Connolly's lead is 4 again with 5:20 to go. And this is 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
Let Camille Johnson Realtors guide you seamlessly through the process of buying your dream home or selling your current one. Commercial, farm and ranch, or residential, Camille Johnson Realtors can smoothly and successfully lead you through any transaction. With a team of 28 experienced agents who are excited about serving you, Camille Johnson Realtors services the entire greater Waco area. If you're in the market to buy or sell, contact Camille Johnson Realtors, 104 Midway Center in Woodway, or find them online at www.camillejohnson.com. Camille Johnson Realtors, elegant, charming, warm. Welcome home.
35-31, Connally now back in front with 5:20 left in the game. Man, unbelievable second half that we've seen these two teams put on a show.
I mean, if the ball doesn't bounce China Springs right one time, I mean, that's huge for Connally on these squibs.
Morales this time with another squib kick, bounces around. This is picked up and gone on a knee at the 36-yard line by Trey Halford, and he had a little room. Again, he's just trying to protect the football. His offense has only been stopped a couple of times, but that time the front line of China Spring dodged it.
You know, the only thing about that is, you know, I was saying earlier about China Spring's going to take some time off. You know, Connally was trailing at that point, but you know, good news, you're up 4, so they have to score a touchdown, but they've got great field position and they know how to work the clock down. So, man, this is a huge drive.
36-yard line for Major Bowden. Abdallah to his left. Bowden, of course, had that huge fourth down conversion. Abdallah, here he goes again, 35-40, sideline 50 and out of bounds. He has just reached into China Spring territory, and he got a mark at the 45. That's a gain of 21 yards, and it looked like he was out at about the 47, but he's just so level, and he's got great balance. 16 yards, 167 yards for Abdallah. From the 45 of Connally, and Abdallah comes the left side. LaMarcus can't get to him, turns it again. Down inside the 35 and a first down. Boy, Connolly's defense, you would think, would rise to the occasion here, but it's easier said than done with these weapons on both sides of the ball. Down to the 31 for a gain of 13 more, 180 yards for Abdallah.
Well, you got to think everybody's probably pretty gassed right now.
And they're going lateral, too. Everything's lateral. Major Bowden is at the 31 of Connally, and Abdallah, this is usually a quarterback keeper right up the middle, and Bowden digs down to the 30 to the 26-yard line. Every time Abdallah goes in motion, every time it's Bowden on a keeper. Wiggins made the tackle. Gain of 6, second down and 4.
Yeah, the danger of that is one time they're going to do like one of those little jump pass fakes, and somebody's going to be open.
Abdallah this time, they keep him. They run that sprint option to the left side, and Bowden keeps it stiff arm, and he gets the first down. This has been really simple. They've only taken about a minute off the clock, down to the 20-yard line. In fact, they have the 19-yard line. That's 6 more and a first down. They're going on the perimeter. 163 for Bowden, 180 for Abdallah, 103 for Wisner, and 164 for Gaither. Trip set right side, short side of the field. And Bowden, keeper up the middle. This time hit, spins. Boy, he's got some strength on those legs, down to about the 17.
Well, you can't grab anything.
No,
I mean, you can hit him in the chest, and that's it.
2 yards, yep. And then Abdallah, he's even more compact. But China Springs done what they've had to do, though. Down inside 4 minutes, down 4 with the ball. Abdallah up the middle, gets behind his big offensive line and now tries to just scrum it down inside the 15 to about the 13 for 4 more. 3rd and 4, De La Fuente made the tackle.
I love what I saw from Torrey Pullen there. Abdallah runs into the group there, and Torrey Pullen was grabbing him by his feet and pulling his feet back so he couldn't keep churning for yards.
Here we go, 3rd and 4. China Spring at the Connally 17-yard, actually at the 13-yard line. Bowden claps his hands, looks to the sideline. Brian Bell gives him a signal, wipes off the play, and now calls an audible. Abdallah moves to his left hash mark, down by 4. Bowden, keeper, left side, down inside the 10. Fumble the ball. It's on the ground, and China Spring recovers inside the 10. Craig, right there at you.
Yeah, Bowden got around the end, and we got Torrey Pullen down right now, injury. But Bowden got around the end and got stripped, and ball was just sitting there, and China Spring fortunate to have a player, aware enough to go jump on it.
Is it a first down at the 10?
It looks like it, yeah.
So it was 3rd and 4 from the 13. The ball needed to get to the 9, and that's where they say he is, and they're going to give him a first down. Is that right? 1st and goal at the 9, and a fumble. Is that Abdallah who was carrying the ball, or Bowden?
Bowden.
Yeah, it was Bowden, 169 yards. Boy, Connally had a chance there. 1st and goal from the 9. 3 minutes to go. The clock becomes huge. Abdallah up the middle, inside the 10, down close to about the 6. Clock at 2:55. Connally cannot stop it.
No,
they just need to stop the drive if in fact they can. Man, what a game of individual rushing performances. 2nd and goal from the 6. 2:40 to go. 35-31. Connally leads by 4, and the Cougars are going to let the play clock run down. They want to score with not much left. And you got to score first.
And that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. With what they got back, is they can take a lot of time off the clock, and you put them in a prime position where they didn't have to drive very far.
And they're going to let the clock run down. In fact, they're going to call timeout. Is that right? Are they going to try to take the play off at 2 and 1? The snap, they get it off. Abdallah up the middle, hit at the 5, bounces outside, turns the corner, and tripped up again. At about the 5-yard line. It's 3rd and goal from the 5. That's a great job of not giving up on the play for Connally. Boy, China Spring hurt themselves as they had to take a quick snap and barely got it off. It's 3rd down, under 2 minutes left in the game. Connally up 4, 35-31. At the 6, it's fact. 3rd and goal. Man in motion, right side, locking. Bowden runs the stretch on the left side, and he gets inside the 5, and he will score. Touchdown, China Spring. Minute 33 to go, and the Cougars are back on top. What a game we have here tonight. 37-35. 6-yard touchdown run by Bowden, his 3rd of the night, and the extra point to come to give the Cougars what would be a 3-point lead with a minute 33 to go. And they drained the clock and scored. I thought after they made the play on Abdallah that maybe they had just enough left to stop, but boy, Major Bowden makes the play. Here's the snap, here's the kick, and Coast kick is good. Man, it got quiet on this side of the field. Minute 33 to go. It's almost as if Trey Wisner's long run went too fast. 38-35, China Spring in a classic. 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
Looking for quality plants at great prices? Barrera's Nursery and Landscape Company at 201 Sun Valley Drive in Hewitt is the place for seasonal plants, shrubs, trees, and perennials, as well as bulk material of landscape rock. Barrera's Nursery and Landscape has been locally owned and operated for 22 years. Give us a call at 666-9806. That's 666-9806 for all your landscaping needs. Barrera's Nursery and Landscape Company. Open Monday through Saturday, 8 until 5:30 on Sun Valley Drive in Hewitt.
Carson Coe will kick off from his 40 after he made the extra point. He's made the field goal that right now is the difference in this game. 38-35, China Spring will kick off. They've been short kicking, but you wonder every yard would matter here if he might go a little bit deeper. Coe approaches the kick, and he goes deeper. And this is long at about the 20. Marcus at the 25 comes near side and cannot get away. What a play on the special teams. My goodness, an incredible play on special teams by Kyle Barton, who just flat out blew that up. And the Cadets will start at their 22 with no timeouts and 1:28 to go, down by 3, 38-35. That was as good a special teams coverage play as you could possibly see.
Yeah, they need to dial up one of those big plays again, Smokey, because, again, they've got no way to stop this clock.
Wisner is in the game. He's had an explosive second half. McDonald, the H-back on the right side, and Gaither. Down 3 from his 22. Kavion Keeper bounces outside. 30, first down. Close to a first down, at least at the 35. He's out of bounds at the 34. That's a gain of 12, and it stops the clock with 1:19 to go.
And here we see Kavion Gaither first down. Get on my back. Let's go.
You run it to that side of the field. You're also looking for some sort of a call that might go against you if you do it again. At the 34, Connally, 1:08. Down 3, Gaither wants to throw a quick out pass. Is caught by Miles out of bounds at about the 40, and a gain of 6, second down and 4.
Ronche Miles has had a nice run these last couple weeks. They're just making some key plays.
Third catch for Miles for 30 yards. Don't forget this quick stop, Olay, a matador of 19 yards on that 1st and 26 that got him going again. You know, Kavion tonight is 6 of 8 passing for 83 yards, including the touchdown to Wisner. 1:02, second down and 3. From the 41, Gaither, sideline, Miles caught it out of bounds. Near midfield, they'll say the 48, gain of 7, stop the clock with 59 seconds to go.
And again, they're just taking what they're giving them here, and that's what you need to do. You got to score a touchdown. You know you do. No, you don't.
Well, you had the field goal from earlier with Morales, who missed from 37 yards. The offensive line for Connally was actually offsides. They get back. 59 seconds to go. First down at the 48. Connally down 3. Wisner, right side, turns the corner, gets a block. Trey down at the 40, but a first down. He almost got loose. What a tackle by Mason Kirk, and a gain of 12 more. Stops the clock as they move the chains. He was 1 yard away from splitting it. Clock at 50 seconds to go. McDonald is not paying attention. Gaither wants a snap, and they spike it. Boy, that could have been procedure.
He wasn't on the line.
No, he wasn't. That's a break for Connally. 43 seconds to go. That's not everybody paying attention. And China Spring has a right to wonder, what are you doing? So it's second down and 10, 43 seconds to go. And I'm not really sure why you would spike it there anyway.
Well, I think they probably had to, just because Kobe Gray was kind of lost in space there.
He's not even on the line of scrimmage, your right tackle, so he get a break. 43 seconds, second and 10. You hope if you're Connally, the loss of down doesn't hurt you. From the 40 of China Spring, Wisner, keeper, Gaither, left side, bounces outside 30. Here comes a flag. I told you it's coming back. That came from the back judge from the 20-yard line, and that's going to be a holding call against Connally, and I just felt like that was going to happen if you're going to run to that side of the field. He got a first down and out of bounds, and yet they will move it back, and now you have 35. You don't just lose the yards, you lose 8 seconds off the clock.
And when you get those stretch plays on the wide side of the field, it's really tempting for an offensive lineman or a receiver, somebody blocking out there, to get across the body and let your arms get out.
You could feel it that if you're going to run that play, run it to your sideline. But you're right. It's hard not to keep your arms inside, and now you lose 8 seconds, no timeouts left. 38-35 China Spring with 35 seconds to go. Play clock is at 22, so plenty of time. Connally's a little confused, though. They set up now from the 45. Timeout, China Spring, and this will be their last timeout unless there's a question from where they took the holding call back. This might give Connally a chance to take a deep breath right here if it's not a penalty. If it's not they're going to
Well, I think that's a risk you take if you're Brian Bell, if you're worried about your team right now. Yeah. I mean, you don't you've got them. Look, you want to tell them, look, it's second down and long.
He didn't take the timeout. This was him questioning where the ball was marked back. So Connally, they threw the penalty. What you take the holding call from where it's committed. If it's down the field, you mark it from 3 or 4 yards down the field. The clock is running. Why is the clock running? He was out of bounds. 30, down to 25. Shane Anderson doesn't see that. Gaither wants to throw. Back to throw. Sideline pass. Wisner, 20. Inside the 20. Inside the 15. Gang tackle with 13 seconds to go. Why was the clock running when he stepped out of bounds? So wait a minute, 12 seconds to go. They got to spike it here at the 15-yard line of China Spring. They wind the clock with 10. Gaither takes the snap, spikes it. Why was the clock running after the holding call? He stepped out of bounds, so the ball was dead.
Yeah.
So here comes Ralph Morales in with 7 seconds to go. And Wisner made another big play. Ralph Wisner. This will be from the 22 is where Gaither will hold it. 7 seconds left. China Spring has a timeout left. Field goal will force overtime. Torres Luna, timeout, China Spring. I may be wrong on that run, but if you go out of bounds, the clock stops. And they wound the clock from 33 down to about 16.
I never saw the official wind the clock, though.
No.
So.
Ask your buddy, Steve May. 7 seconds to go. Ralph Morales has a chance to force overtime.
He's at home listening.
Now, I could be on. Again, it's a running play that you got out of bounds, and I don't know.
Well, Connally clearly had no idea the clock was running. I can tell you that much because nobody was looking at the scoreboard. Nobody was in a hurry. And I'm just sitting here like 15 seconds go by. And now that's 2 more plays.
Yeah, you could throw a couple of plays. You could run a play or two, although it's pretty dicey. You could still run another play and spike it. So Ralph Morales is going to attempt the field goal to tie this game up. He's 3 for 7 this year. His long is 33. This will be from 32. The snap is from Torres Luna. Oh, Connally is lining up.
They're going for it.
They're going to go for it with 7 seconds left in the game in the shotgun. Gaither. Cavion takes the snap, wants to throw it. Pressures, throws it towards the end zone, and the pass is incomplete. 2 seconds to go.
They took another second after that ball hit the ground, by the way.
Yeah. They didn't even, and this, you know what? It's a good thing that pass was not caught because it may have run out the clock. It was not long enough to get in the end zone. How about this one? 473,916 people will say they were here tonight. Despite the social distancing, 2 seconds to go. This is a 32-yard field goal attempt from Ralph Morales. He missed from 31. 2 seconds left. It's on the left hash. Morales is long as 33. Torres Luna with the snap. Hold by Gaither. Kick by Morales is up. The kick is up, and it is good! Overtime! How about Ralph Morales? And by the way, Craig Smoke, Cavion Gaither got down the snap and hit the ground.
No, I mean, good on Morales, but that was Gaither saving their backside because that was a bad snap. It was low to the ground. It might as well just rolled it back there, and he got his hands on it. I don't know if that was a clean look, but it was just enough to be able to allow Morales to boot that through.
The only thing you're worried about on something like that is if you have to rush kick it, you kick it too low and it gets blocked, you hit it behind. We're going overtime as if we needed more, huh? 38-38, Ralph Morales with a clutch field goal as time runs out. How about the kick by Ralph Morales? And how about the drive by Connally? And that's with losing about 15 to 20 seconds after the holding call, and they started the clock back up, which still, I'd love to know what happened there.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go overtime. Brian Bell and Shane Anderson on the field. Connally's going to get and they win the toss, and so it looks like China Spring, you would think, would have the opening possession here. How about this, guys? Talk amongst yourselves.
All right, Shane Anderson. Shane Anderson brought his son out there, who's a great kid. Really, he's actually in my sister's class. My sister is his teacher, and the coin flip, and he just hopped up in the air. It's pretty awesome. I love that little moment. I mean, like he'll talk about that all night, all week.
Shane Anderson and Brian Bell, they both know each other for a long time. Again, they're coaching their alma maters, Craig.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'll tell you this much. How about some credit for Connally coming back the way they did?
Oh, my God, twice.
I mean, midway through the third quarter, the mood's all somber. Everybody's talking about the mistakes they've made and this and that, and here they are, and they're headed to overtime. So just a valiant effort. They needed defense to make a play. They needed offense to make a play, and then they needed special teams to make a play, and all of them have.
Yeah, they did. And again, that's after the great tackle by Barton on special teams where Connally had to start that drive at their 22. And I got to tell you, when it was 24-7, we have seen this team. This is as much adversity as they have faced, even during the losses to Salado or Springtown and La Vega. This here has shown a lot of different guys what they can do. And I'm telling you right now, it's remarkable that this game is in overtime. And then China Spring losing a 17-point lead and coming back twice to regain the lead, only to see it go overtime with a field goal by Morales.
Like losing it when they were driving the ball at will. So,
yeah, you're right. Again, there's still a couple of minutes left before we start overtime. I want to thank Deontay Epps. We don't know if this goes one overtime, goes 2 or 3 plays, goes forever. All I know is there's no game next week, and neither one of these teams, they'll need a break after this exhausting back and forth.
I'm a little worried about Deontay Epps filling all the buttons on our. Like it's going to take. Like we're gonna have to play some rhythm here with you and me doing these highlights after the game. So
well, I mean, he doesn't have anything to do tomorrow, anyways.
So let me tell you what, Emmanuel Abdallah. 31 carries for 188 yards and a touchdown. Major Bowden, he has 30 carries for 175 yards and 3 touchdowns. Also, Navarez has the touchdown run as well. Bowden today is 4 for 5 passing for 52 yards. Gaither has run for 176 yards on 22 carries and 2 touchdowns. Wisner, 5 carries, 115 and 2 touchdowns. Also caught a 33-yard touchdown. Gaither tonight is 7 of 11 passing for 113 yards in the 23-yarder to Wisner that gave him a chance. Overtime, China Spring going north from the 25. Bowden runs that sprint option. Right side, tackled, got nothing. That's Wisner. That's LaMarcus McDonald.
And that was
Jermone Powell.
Jermone Powell's the one that had the initial hit and read that really well.
So Bowden on the keeper to the near side, got nothing. 2nd and 10, China Spring. No clock. Late clock, of course, continues to run. And Bowden has Abdallah to his left. This is Emmanuel up the middle. He digs for about 3. Trey Walker at the bottom. Ashton Brooks Williams at the bottom. Got to about the 22 for a 3-yard pickup. Emmanuel Abdallah, Major Bowden, Trey Wisner, Kavion Gaither, and everybody putting everything they have for the number 2 seed in District 9 4A Division 2. It's 3rd and 7, China Spring at the 22-yard line. Man in motion near side, the far side. They run that sprint option. You knew it was coming. Bowden turns the corner, tries to get the corner. He's got the corner. Does not have the first down. He did a great job with the little rope-a-dope inside then outside. Gaither and Wisner stopped him at about the 17-yard line. It's 4th and 2, China Spring at the Connally 17. He picked up 5 yards. 4th down.
That was just
Bowden looks to the sideline. Abdallah to his left. They've got it loaded up on the near side. Can Connally force any kind of penetration on the edges? 4th and 2 at the 17. Abdallah up the middle. And he's got more than he did it for the first down. He kept digging. They had him for a second, Paul. He got down to the 14. Brooks Williams made the tackle. Though they have been really good on 4th down, except that one fumble.
That's all about those quads there, Smokey. Just pushing and pushing.
194 for Abdallah. from the 14-yard line. Overtime, first possession, tied. Connally and China Spring at 38. And a flag against the Cougars for a false start against the wide receiver on the edge, and that's Lockie, who's played pretty much every snap of this game. Back to the 19, first and 15 Cougars. 38-38. It was 17-7 at the half. 24-7 China Spring, 28-24 Connally, and back and forth since that time. First and 15 at the 19-yard line. Bowden runs that sprint option, keeper left side. He has room down the sideline. He will score. Touchdown. Major Bowden, 19 yards, touchdown. He basically almost never got touched until he got near inside the 5. What a run by Bowden, and what a bounce back after the false start. And China Spring bounces back, and Bowden has scored 4 touchdowns.
Let the blocks take the defenders out, out of the running lane, and they were just wide open there. And you saw the speed and quickness that he has.
And you have to also know that you have to know where Abdallah is in case there's the pitch, and once you do that, you lose containment. Here comes the extra point by Coe, and the extra point by Coe is up and good. And now Connally will have to do it again. 45-38, down 7, and they'll start at the 25-yard line. We'll keep it right here. Boy, what a game. Absolutely phenomenal. Just phenomenal.
Oh, man, I need Deontay to send me a text. Let me know how he's doing.
By the way, since you just kind of skipped over that joke earlier, Deontay is getting married tomorrow. So
what? No, he has a wedding to go to.
Oh, okay. Wedding to go to.
He has a wedding to go to.
What?
I wouldn't.
He gave up a rehearsal dinner to produce a high school football game?
Believe me, I'm a tyrant. I know that, but I'm not that bad.
So now Connally will start at the 25. Anything but a touchdown and an extra point, and you lose the game. And what a tremendous game. This is the best game that Connally played.
It is his wedding.
I told you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What?
It is his wedding.
Tomorrow? Here we go. Gaither at the 25, Wisner to his right. Down 7, first overtime with China Spring, 45-38 Cougars. Wisner left side. Spins, comes back this way, cuts it, going to get about 3 tough yards down to about the 22. Trey Wisner, they were waiting for him to grow up in a big boy game. He's done that tonight. Second down, 7. The 22-yard line. 38 on the board for Connally. They need at least 45, a touchdown and an extra point. Powell and Wisner now in the game next to Gaither. Kavion, keeper right side, to Wisner, turns the corner, spins, depends on the mark, and he's going to be short by about 3 yards. Jordan Navarez made the tackle. What's that, Craig? The 13-yard line, that's a gain of about, actually the 19-yard line. He only got 2, is that right? Third and 4.
And that mark just moved. I don't know about that, but
wow,
that's that's 4 yards short of the first down.
Third down and 4, and you got a feeling here you're going to see a dose of Kavion. They load up the right side with McDonald, Ashton Brooks-Williams, and also De La Fuente. This is power on power. The snap comes from Kaufman, right side. Gaither, Diggs, first down inside the 15. Down close to about the 14. He got 5 yards. 181 for Gaither. 2 scores. He's thrown for 1. At the 14-yard line, it's China Spring 45 and Connally 38 in overtime. 23rd meeting between these two. They load up the left side right hash, and there's an offsides call against Connally, and boy, they've been doing that all game, and then all of a sudden, Trey Walker, I think, flinched.
And China Springs doing stuff to try and provoke them, and they're just responding to it too much. They had a couple guys waving their arms around in front of them and doing that kind of jazz. And
as long as they don't call the snap or try to impersonate the snap, so to speak, they can do whatever they want. And you're right, it's frustrating, it's hard, and man, first and 15 now with Gaither. From the 19-yard line, Kavion, keeper left side. They stack him up. He does get down inside the 15 to the 13. That's a nice pickup of 6 yards. But now it's 2nd and 9. Kirk and Locking made the tackle. And Wisner comes back in. Marcus Long comes back in. Walker jumps back, and so does De La Fuente. They'll come back to H-back and tight end. 45-38. China Spring on the long run by Bowden in overtime to take the lead. 2nd and 9. Connally at the 13-yard line of the Cougars. 4-man front for the Cougars. Gaither with Wisner to his left. McDonald the H-back. Gaither, keeper left side, bounces around the corner at the 10, inside the 5, close to about the 3 to the 2, 11 yards and 1st and goal.
It's more of what we've seen all night from Kavion Gaither. It's just, I'll get it done. I'll do it.
Down to the 2. Craig Smoke down on the sidelines, been watching this mecca of a game. 45-38 China Spring, and the Connally Cadets are at the Cougars 2. Down 7. Powell to the left of Gaither. They'll have the H back that way, McDonald. Gaither, you think you keep it here up the middle. Kavion leans. Wait a minute, no signal.
You couldn't see it from this angle, I know that much.
Down to about the 1. Wow. Remember, they got stopped at the goal line against Salado. 2nd and goal from the 1. 199 yards for Gaither. 2nd and goal from the 1 of China Spring. Overtime.
There's a dog on.
And Connally is down by a point. And there's a dog in the end zone. God, if he sits there and squats, it makes the rest of the night up.
Now he's rolling.
Yeah. From the 1. Connally, you watch the snap, you block, and you got to get a yard to get within an extra point of tying the game up. The snap from Kaufman, Gaither right side, and he will score. He got underneath everybody. Touchdown, Gaither. Touchdown, Connally. Extra point to come to force double overtime. Shane Anderson saying, wait a minute. Shane might say, what do you want to do here, boys?
Well, they have a lot of swinging gate plays that they practice a lot. And I don't think China Spring is going to line up and get fooled by that. So now, maybe he feels like they've got the momentum and the juice to go win it.
Well, here's the deal. Man, what a game. We are so fortunate to be here.
I wanted to go for it. I want to see that. I like that. And I think that. Yeah,
you like it until you don't make it.
Yeah, but I think this team is starting to build an edge they haven't had this year in this game. Trey Wisner's a great example of it. The whole team coming back and to fight all the way back like they have. Like, to me, I think it's just kind of the cherry on top of this to trust them to go put the dagger in right now. Now, if you kick it, that's fine. I mean, like, that's a very solid, professional, smart decision. Like, no one's gonna.
Well, you don't take a timeout, do you, to not go for it?
Yeah, I mean, like, to me, that's Shane Anderson's personality.
Because the players are going to say, "Let's go for it." Yeah. Even if Shane says, "What do you want to do?" and the players are not going to say, "Kick the extra point."
No, but like Shane, but also it's also this coaching staff's personality.
Yeah, it is.
Like, they have faith in the team. They believe.
All right. Yeah. Well, it looks like they're going to probably go for 2 here. The ball is right at the 2. Right? Excuse me, at the 3. And Connally lines up to go for 2. They have McDonald, Williams on the right side with De La Fuente going for 2 in the win. From the 2, the snap. Gaither fumbles the snap, gets away, throws the ball in the end zone. He's got a man there. Touchdown! Connally wins the game. Kavion Gaither, Greg Smoke, who caught it?
At the 10, I believe that was Bronte Miles.
Kavion Gaither dropped the snap. He was in trouble. He picked it up. They had receivers wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. Connally wins it 46-45 final.
How did Kavion Gaither do that? He dropped the snap, ball's on the ground, threw it up there. This is some good gnats in the background of this coaching staff.
46-45. Connally on a 2-point conversion and a miracle throw by Kavion Gaither to a man wide open in the end zone for 2. And wow, ball game.
You know,
Craig, go ahead, Craig.
No, that was just Gaither dropped that, and I was just like, oh my gosh! And his receivers, credit to them, they stayed, aware. And he had a couple of guys actually right in that area, but I believe it was Branche Miles right there to make the catch, and heartbreaking for China Spring. But what a dadgum comeback and win for Connally.
It was 24-7. China Spring. Connally has sewn up the number 2 seed on the last play of the season, the regular season, and Shane Anderson goes for 2. The snap was low. Gaither picked it up, and China Spring had him surrounded. He just picked it up and threw it towards the corner at the goal line, and Branche Miles came down with a 2-point conversion to win the game. China Spring and Connally are waiting now to shake hands as Connally is celebrating to turn around and go shake the hands of a rival. China Spring and Connally, this game will go down as one of those you talk about for a long, long time.
This is an all-timer, man. This is an all-timer.
46-45, Connally wins in an overtime. Craig Smoke.
His son just ran up and jumped up in his arms. Coach, man, what a dadgum ball game that was. I know how proud you must be, but can you try to put it into words?
No, there's no words. What about Kavian Gaither? The dude bobbles the snap, picks it up. Receivers did a great job, scramble drill. But hats off to Coach Bell. They played with less coaches than we did tonight. They were down 6 coaches or something like that. They did a hell of a job getting their kids prepared.
At halftime, you guys were trailing. It looked like even like you might if you guys couldn't make a play, maybe it gets a little out of hand, but you just fought. And did you see this coming?
Nah, it's like I told our kids at halftime, it's 0-0. There's nothing to lose. We're in the playoffs. We get a week off next week. Let's turn it loose. And when you get the ball to Trey Wiseman, he's pretty loose.
I was going to say, Coach, that's something that you guys have been talking about is getting Trey more active in games like this. And certainly when you needed him, he was there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, Coach, just, I guess, on to the next one. And you guys will have a little bit of a break, but just, again, how thrilled are you to close out the regular season this way?
Super proud of our kids, man. What an effort by our kids. What an effort by our coaches. We got the number 2 seed. We got a good draw. Now we got to get ready to go win some playoff games.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, Craig, great job. You can get Kavion. You get whoever you want. Final score, Connally in overtime has beaten China Spring in a classic 46-45. And even if the 2-point conversion had failed, it was a classic. It would have been an incredible win for China Spring. Connally now, I'll tell you right now, will play Thursday, November 12th. Most likely they're going to play either Rusk or most likely they're going to play center or Rusk. We'll have more information for you in Madisonville. Craig?
Hey, Kavion, can I get you real quick? Yeah. Coach is over there for a second. Man, try to put this one into words.
Man, this was a great game, great game plan by China Springs, But I'm just thankful, I'm thankful to be able to come out here with the dub. They came and played and matched our energy. We were struggling at first, but we came back and we ended up on top.
What was the feeling kind of like at halftime? Did you guys have a sense that this was something you guys were going to put together?
Yes, sir. I feel like we had to come together, and we just had to get together and come up with a better game plan. They stuck us up at the beginning of the game, and we had to come over top.
Where do you get your never say die attitude from, man? Because I know Trey made some plays and other guys made plays, Branche there at the end, but I guess take us through the end there. Not panicking, the bobble snap, just kind of take us through that play.
Yes, sir. So, the plan was originally to run stretch right, stretch outside, just find the hole and just get in. But I fumbled the snap, and so I just tried to end up making a play, and that's what I do. I'm a playmaker.
Yeah, you no doubt about that. You are, man. Where does that come from, by the way? Just always driving, always getting another yard. Where does that stem from?
Man, I think it's just driven in me. My parents may really they really give it to me just to make plays whenever I'm on the field, just prove that I'm a dog out there on that field.
How big was that to see Trey have the couple plays that he did? I know he's good and everything, but I know that Shane's talked about, doing that in the bigger games, and he did that tonight.
Yes, sir. That's my brother, man. It's good to have some help. I can't do it all on my own. It's just good to have that right hand man. I'm Batman. He's driving right now, but it's great to have him.
That's awesome, man. Well, I tell you what, you guys are going to have a break. I know you're going to celebrate here in just a sec. You get the number 2 seed heading into the playoffs. Is this team starting to play its best football right now?
Yes, sir. I feel as if we worked our way up. I feel like I feel like we're getting better and better each and every day. You know, I'm just glad we're here, man. I'm blessed and honored.
Hey, we're glad to watch you guys. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Craig, would you mind trying to get Bronche Miles, if you don't mind? He's over here on the very back end. Torrey Poland, by the way, is in a chair. He was limping, remember, on that play, on that fumble.
He was down after the game was over, after everybody was celebrating. He was all on the ground. They had to come over and help him.
Hey, let's not forget Ralph Morales as well, and the field goal to tie the game up with no time left. He's right in front of you, right there in front of 25. His helmet just got thrown in the air. Right there to your left, Craig. Number 10. Yeah, Craig's trying to get Bronche Miles, who made the catch on the conversion that wins the game for Connally, 46-45 over China Spring in overtime. Craig.
Bronche Miles, Bronche, take me through the play to win the game there, man. The bobbled snap, and you're there in the end zone to catch it to win the game. Kind of tell me how that occurred on your end.
Just feels great. we got a good win. We finished it.
So what were you thinking? Was Kavion bobbles the snake? What was it going through your mind on what to do?
He was scrambling. He came my way, and I just went to the back of the end zone.
Did you have any doubts you're going to catch that football?
Yes.
Yeah. But hey, man, what's that feeling like? I mean, I know it's probably hard to put into words, but what's this feel like right now? I mean, that game that they very well could have at halftime kind of taken off and run with it, but you guys fought. Everybody made plays. I mean, just what's this feel like?
Great. We had a great team win.
Do you feel like you guys are playing your best football right now?
Yes.
Well, hey, man, enjoy the break. Enjoy the win. Appreciate you.
All right, Craig, great stuff. The emotions. You know, Ralph Morales, if you can find him, 17. I know, but this is the last game. We don't have a game next week if he's around because he missed that field goal, remember, earlier that was long enough but just not good. There's all sorts of momentum changes here in this game.
Well, they're about to talk.
Yeah, they're about to talk to Shane Anderson. 46-45, Connally came back from 17 points down, came back late in the game with under a minute and a half to go to kick a field goal to force overtime, and a fumbled snap. Kavion Gaither, one for the ages, picked it up and fired it, and Bronche Miles was there to catch it for the 2-point conversion. The first thing I thought about, Paul, was one, you got to catch it, but also, is there anybody down the field, because you're running around doing something crazy, but they win the game.
One of the things that happens on that, so he fumbles the ball, your reaction as a defender is go get the ball. Like, just okay, let's kick him while they're down. Well, then that means that there's going to be open receivers, but more than likely, the quarterback's not going to pick the ball up off the ground without falling down or doing something crazy. So that's all about Kavion Gaither's athleticism to be able to do that. Most people.
And poise.
Poise. And he's just, you heard him, he's Batman. I mean,
and Trey Wisner is Robin.
If you have the confidence to say into a microphone that I am Batman, like that is a player who can lead your team.
Shane Anderson's talking to his team. Craig, questions were great about, are you playing your best football right now? After the win, the way they were supposed to beat Gerald and Gatesville. They did, but they took care of Gatesville and dominated that game. Gave up some late touchdowns, but they had second, third, fourth string guys, JV guys in the game. This one here tonight, this is their best win of the year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not even close.
46-45, the win against, in the end, Sunnyvale's pretty good. But the three biggest teams they played, they lost to Salado, 20-15. They lost to Lodega, 13-10, 17-7 to Springtown. Tonight, they found a way.
Yeah, they found a way. And going into the postseason, like this is big. And I can't, for Robin, Trey Wisner, I cannot overstate how important the confidence that he gained in this game was.
By catching a pass and splitting a defender and scoring, and then the fumble recovery, and then all of a sudden he's just playing, not thinking, he's playing, and he had the big game. Well, Craig, that's go ahead.
Yeah, I think La Vega kind of lived with him for a little bit. So like La Vega stuffed him. And so then he had to try to do it again against Springtown. And then they stuffed him too. And, so it was just one of those things.
In the first half, he had a yard here.
And Salado, they stuffed him. And here it was, he's not what he is. And so, I can get to you. And now
they don't win the game without him exploding. And he did in the second half. We'll have stats and highlights and much more. If, in fact, there's one more to get, we'll try to get one more interview. Shane Anderson, of course, is talking to his team after this 46-45 win in overtime.
The longer we go, the less time that Deontay has before his wedding. So
okay, all right, Craig, that's good. That's fine. Come on up. All right, final score: Connally 46 and China Spring 45. Connally, what a year! They end up 6-3 in the regular season. Their 3 losses are against teams that might play for a long, long time. And overtime tonight. We'll have highlights and stats, and the stats are amazing. The highlights are better. Sikkim 365 Radio, 106.7 FM, The Eagle.
The Connally Cadets postgame show is sponsored by American Bank. Face-to-face banking, state-of-the-art technology, local decisions.
How can we help you? That's a question we ask every day at American Bank. Hi, I'm President and CEO Dana Hassel. Our commitment to our customers is what drives us. It's why we've invested in new branch buildings and technology like ITMs that let you speak to a teller face-to-face from your car. It's why we work with local businesses, helping Waco grow and thrive. And it's why decisions about your accounts and loans are made here in Waco by people who know you. How can we help you? Find out at American Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, this is Bryce Petty, former starting quarterback and two-time Big 12 champion, and I know firsthand the importance of being in top shape both on and off the field. So listen up, men. If you're feeling beat down day in and day out and looking for that high-performance edge that separates the men from the boys, then look no further than the Petty Clinic Low T in Waco. Petty Clinic is a comprehensive men's healthcare clinic with an atmosphere catering to men. Board-certified Dr. Kent Petty has a special interest in offering the highest quality medical care to men of all ages. Some of the services offered include screening and treatment for low testosterone or thyroid, infertility, high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, sleep apnea, while offering comprehensive wellness exams and complete men's health lab panels. High performance men, remember, it's not just a Petty thing. This is Bryce Petty, encouraging you to reach out and Google search Petty Clinic Low T or go to pettycliniclowt.com and get your complimentary lab screening today.
Have you seen the bleachers and grandstands at Baylor University, McLennan Community College, throughout Waco, Midway, Riesel, Mart, Marlin, La Vega, and Connally ISD? They all have one name in common, Sturdisteel, an industry-leading fabricator of engineered seating solutions. There's no substitute for knowledge and experience. Sturdisteel has both, with more combined experience in the business than anyone else in the industry. Sturdisteel is quality from the ground up. We don't just build grandstands and bleachers, we build trust. Sturdisteel.com.
This interview with Connally Cadets AD and head football coach Shane Anderson is brought to you by Parsons Roofing, America's #1 Duralast company since 1948 at parsonsroofing.com.
We are back here at Cougar Stadium, 46-45. Connally wins the game in overtime, and the stats were almost as basically even as the score in this game. For Connally tonight, 475 yards of total offense. They had 110 at halftime. They had 365 yards of offense in the second half, 360 yards in the ground, 275 of those in the second half. Kavion Gaither, 27 carries for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, including the one that tied or got Connally within a point in overtime. Trey Wisner, what a story. 7 carries, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns of 36 and 62. He had 1 yard at halftime. Jermone Powell, 9 carries for 38 yards, and Marcus Long had 1 carry for 2. The passing game for Connally, remember the little 6 and 7 yarders on the out patterns that get yardage and stop the clock in the last drive to give them a chance. Kavion Gaither tonight was 9 of 12 passing for 115 yards and threw the touchdown to Wisner, who had 4 catches for 74 yards. Yes, he caught a touchdown. Yes, he ran for 2, but it was the 23-yarder down the left sideline as the clock was running down that gave him a chance to kick the field goal to force overtime. Bronche Miles, 5 catches, 39 yards. The 19-yarder in the Matador on 1st and 26 for 19 gave him a chance on that drive. And then, of course, the game-winning 2-point conversion. 475 yards of offense for Connally, 365 in the second half. For Connally, for China Spring, an amazing 483, 406 on the ground. They had 226 yards rushing in the second half. Emmanuel Abdallah, everything advertised, 32 carries for 194 yards and 2 touchdowns. Major Bowden, 33 carries for 199 yards and 4 touchdowns. Navarez had 5 carries for 13 yards and a touchdown. Bowden passing tonight unofficially was 3 of 5 passing for 52 yards. Faulkner 2 for 2 for 25. 483 yards for China Spring, 475 yards for Connally. They combined for 766 yards rushing. 4 players, 4 had 194 Abdallah, 199 Bowden, 200 yards for Gaither, and 120 yards for the sophomore and Trey Wisner. And then don't forget, Morales kicked the field goal of 32 yards to tie it. Coe had a field goal of 31 yards early. At one point, it was 24-7. Then back and forth. Connally, 28-24, 31-28, 35-20, 35. Back and forth until they go to overtime, and the Cadets win it on a 2-point conversion that was somewhat miraculous, with Gaither picking it up, the bobbled snap, throwing the ball in the end zone to Bronche Miles, who caught it to win the game. When we come back, we're going to try to put the highlights to this. Connally 46, China Spring 45, overtime. This 106.7 FM, The Eagle, and Sikkim 365 Radio.
I hate my job, but I don't mind getting up in the morning. I dread each day, but I can't wait to get out of bed. You ask me why, and what I'll say to you is true. Well, you can get breakfast tacos at Rudy's Barbecue. Scrambled eggs and brisket, they ain't fooling around. Salsa drap, son, they're the best in town. Barbecue for breakfast, yes, it's true. Put a smile on your morning at Rudy's Barbecue. Next in line.
At Ideal MRI, we feel blessed to be a part of the Waco community. We're a small family business right here in Central Texas, and our goal is to bring down the cost of healthcare while maintaining high quality. At times like this, the cost of healthcare has never been more important, and unfortunately, significant illnesses and injuries still occur. That's why Ideal MRI is open and here to serve you through the difficult time. We offer premium MRIs just like a hospital with state-of-the-art technology and specialists, but you'll pay less. Sometimes thousands of dollars less, whether you're using insurance or not. At Ideal MRI, we accept most insurance, and there are no hidden costs, even offering financing if that's needed. Everything included in the price, and you'll not get something as a surprise in the mail later on. If you need an MRI, ask your doctor about Ideal MRI. They'll know. You can schedule an appointment safely from home online in minutes at idealmri.com, or give us a call, 833-IDEAL-MRI, idealmri.com.
Car has the trucks, man. They have the one for you. Crew cab, short or long bed, silver, black or blue. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, he has the truck for you. Carr has the trucks, man. He has the truck you need. If you want the best truck, you want a GMC. Texas size selection, great prices too. Richard Carr, they have the truck for you.
From the first workout to the last practice, sports is an incredible challenge. Hi, this is Dan Ingham with the First National Bank of Central Texas, and we're proud to support each athlete, every parent, and our educators. From families, small businesses, to the biggest industry, we're here to help. With remarkable products like First Free Checking, we've got banking ideas that fuel big dreams. The First National Bank of Central Texas. Familiar faces making local decisions.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Waco's newest gym, Halo Athletic Center, 5725 Bagby Avenue, right behind Region 12 and across the highway from the Central Texas Marketplace, where motivation, inspiration, and hard work are the driving force. State-of-the-art equipment, indoor and outdoor track, locker rooms, showers, yoga and bar classes by Duality Yoga, bod pod potty composition analysis, and registered dietitians, all under one roof, where we rise above. Come join the Halo Athletic Center and be a part of the change, your change.
Stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. See all the things they can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
The Connally Cadets Stat of the Game is sponsored by Willis Law Firm. Willis Law Firm. We strive to provide excellent service to meet or exceed our clients' expectations at thewillisgroup.com.
Back here at Cougar Stadium, 46-45 overtime win for the Cadets. The stat of the game has to be just the overall 766 yards combined rushing of these two teams, as I mentioned, in the 46-45 Connally win in overtime. Elsewhere in the district, Gatesville 35-28 over Gerald. They clinched the number 4 seed. They'll open up against Carthage, and Salado 66-0 over Robinson. They get the number 1 seed. They had already clinched the district championship. Connally, the number 2 seed. China Spring, the number 3 seed. And again, we will have no games next week as far as in District 9-4A. Brian, give me District 10 because that makes a difference on who. I know Carthage is going to win that district, and I know Jasper was beating Center pretty handily in that game. Center, Jasper wins 41-13. That's the number 2 seed behind Carthage. Center, most likely the number 3 seed, and Rusk will probably end up being the number 4 seed. So 46-45, Connally wins in overtime. It was 17-7, China Spring at halftime after Emmanuel Abdallah scored with 52 seconds to go in the half, 17-7. Now, China Spring had the opening possession of the third quarter. Connally had not basically stopped them at all. Connally then stops China Spring and appears as if they're going to force the Cougars to have to punt, but not quite so fast. China Spring, here's the snap. They're going to throw a fake on the left, delay, 40, first down, 30. Boy, this is a killer right here. He was wide open. Suarez was open on a fake punt, a throw for a first down and a run that continued the drive that ended up being a 9-play, 60. Fake punt to Navarez that kept the drive alive on the opening drive by China Spring inside the Connally 40-yard line. The Connally football team looks like they're going to get the ball back, but China Spring picks up the first down, and eventually they cap off a 9-play and 60-yard drive. Bowden off the left side, and he will score. Touchdown, China Spring, 8:53 to go, third quarter. 9-play, 60-yard drive, and it looked gloomy for Connally with 24-7. China Spring had not been stopped, and when they were, they had the fake punt. However, Connally had to do something, jump back in the game, make a play, and they sure did. In 1 minute 3 seconds, they covered 73 yards in 4 plays, and Trey Wisner had 1 yard at halftime. This young man has exploded against everybody that really hasn't been very good that Connally has beaten. But not against Salado, not against La Vega, and not against Springtown either. And he didn't in the first half against China Spring, and something happened at halftime. Gaither wants to throw. He has a man open, Wisner over the middle. Trey caught it at the 10. He will score. Touchdown, Connally. Minute 3 off the clock, 73 yards in 4 plays. Wisner caught the pass at about the 10, made one man miss and scored. And who knew what that was about to unload on everybody tonight here at Cougar Stadium. 7:50 to go. Still China Spring up 24-14. However, Connally did get the ball back, only down 10, and they went 12 plays, 64 yards, and you could start to see quarterback Kavion Gaither put this team on his back. Gaither, snap, left side, power, he will score! Touchdown, Connally! By Morales with 51 seconds to go in the third quarter, 24-21 China Spring. And then China Spring starts to drive inside Connally territory. They had muffed a punt earlier in the game that led to a Kavion Gaither touchdown. They turned it over then, and they also turned it over with a 3-point lead early in the fourth quarter. Bowden to Abdallah, right side. Ball comes loose. Picked up by Connally. Fumble, 44-yard line. Trey Wisner. Abdallah had that thing pop loose. Williams is the one that forced the ball loose from Abdallah. Wisner had the touchdown catch. He's waking up. He has the fumble recovery. And Wisner, it was just 5 plays later. Remember, at one point, 24-7 China Spring, and Connally behind Wisner takes the lead. Gaither. This is Wisner, right side. Trey slips, runs, 20, 15, forget it. Touchdown, Cadets. Touchdown, Trey Wisner. Bumbling, stumbling, and everything but fumbling. 35 yards, 8:27 to go in the game. Now, Connally somehow has scored 21 unanswered points to lead 28-24, but China Spring is so good. Bowden and Abdallah back and forth, 7 plays, 46-yard drive, and China Spring at the Connally 2. Bowden. Up the middle, touchdown, China Spring. Touchdown, Cougars. They convert on 4th and 5 and score. Converted on 4th and 5 down to the Connally 2, and Bowden then scores with 5:34 to go. Now Connally trails again 31-28 with 5:34 to go. And then here comes Trey Wisner, explosive. Caught the touchdown pass, recovered the fumble, had the 35-yard run, and this is what he can do. And this is Wisner, right side. Trey, 50, Wisner, 40. There he goes. Trey Wisner inside the 10. Trey Wisner, touchdown, 62. 62 yards. Wisner explodes, and now Connally back in front. That's a 14-second drive, 35-31 with 5:20 to go. And then China Spring on a championship drive, down by 4, 10 plays, 64 yards, and they eat up almost every second on the clock. Not all every second. They convert a couple of 4th downs inside the Connally 5. Bowden runs the stretch on the left side, and he gets inside the 5, and he will score. Touchdown, China Spring. 8 the clock, almost 4 minutes off the clock. Connally had no timeouts left. 1:33 to go, and it's 38-35. China Spring back in front. And just enough time maybe for Connally. They throw little passes out on the sideline to Bronche Miles, and then also they needed something to happen. They needed a big play, and they ended up with a 22-yard pass and catch from Gaither to Wisner inside the 15. The clock continued to run after a holding call that cost Connally 15 seconds, but they had just enough time. 2 seconds to go. Ralph Morales sets up a 32-yard field goal to tie it to force overtime. He had missed from 37 earlier tonight. Hold by Gaither. Kick by Morales is up. The kick is up, and it is good! No time left. Going to overtime. That was an 8-play, 60-yard drive, and they needed every ounce, every yard. Morales ties it up at 38. You love that because he had missed the one earlier. You go to overtime. China Spring has a false start. They don't blink after a first down. A false start. Major Bowden in control of this game for the China Spring Cougars from the 19 of Connally. Bowden runs that sprint option, keeper left side. He has room down the sideline. He will score. Touchdown. Major Bowden, 19 yards, touchdown. Bowden is just amazing. 33 yards, 33 carries, 199 yards, and 4 touchdowns. That gave the Cougars the lead. Extra point by Coe was good. 45-38. China Spring back in front by 7. Connally gets the ball back. They have to convert on a 3rd down. Gaither picks up the 1st down. It comes down to Connally at the China Spring 1, down by 7 in overtime. The snap from Kaufman. Gaither right side, and he will score. He got underneath everybody. Touchdown, Gaither. Jane Anderson calls timeout. Extra point forces double overtime. Playing for the number 2 seed. They call timeout and decide to go for 2 from the 3-yard line of China Spring, and somehow Kavion Gaither kept his poise. From the 2, the snap. Gaither fumbles the snap, gets away, throws the ball in the end zone. He's got a man there. Touchdown! Touchdown! Connally wins the game. Kavion Gaither Gaither. Greg Smoke, who caught it?
Up to 10, I believe that was Bronche Miles.
Kavion Gaither dropped the snap. He was in trouble. He picked it up. They had receivers wide open in the end zone. Touchdown. Connally wins it 46. And somehow had the mind to pick it up and throw it near the end zone. And Bronche Miles caught it for a 2-point conversion. And Connally beats China Spring 46-45 in overtime to go 6-3. And they head to the playoffs with tremendous momentum and a 3-game winning streak. We cannot think. Are we done here, or do we have much more to go?
No, we have one more
okay,
break.
Let's come back. We got to say hi to Deontay Epps tonight for what he's done, considering tomorrow he's getting married. Back in a moment. Connally 46, China Spring 45 in overtime on 106.7 FM, The Eagle and Sikkim 365 Radio.
The Sikkim 365 Radio High School Football Showcase is sponsored by the U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company at GoArmy.com or 254-598-8131.
Stepping into a new pair of boots is great, but stepping into the boots of a U.S. Army officer can also add confidence and leadership skills to your son or daughter's career path. There are more than 150 occupational specialties to help them find the best fit for their future. See all the things your son or daughter can achieve in our boots at GoArmy.com. U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, 254-598-8131 or 254-776-1543.
It was broad daylight. I stepped into a gas station for 5 minutes to grab a snack, and just like that, my car was broken into. They made out like a bandit. My laptop, my phone, everything. I called my agent to see what could be done, and he restored my faith in humanity. My claim was processed so quickly, and I was able to recover my losses.
Stop by and see our agents at one of our 3 McLennan County locations.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Sikkim 365 Radio's coverage of Texas high school football is sponsored by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, protecting Texans for over 50 years. J.D. Power highest customer satisfaction among auto insurers in Texas 9 years in a row.
And Armstrong Sims, Deontay tomorrow is a big day for him. He's getting married, and he has been yeoman's work. I didn't know this. I would not have gone to an overtime dial-up on that. Would have been 45-0, would have been great, and Deontay could have been on his way. Deontay, we love you, man. We love everything you represent, and also good luck tomorrow on your big day.
He can talk to us if he wants.
Deontay, are you there?
I'm here. I appreciate you guys so much.
I don't know if he might be just passed out. He might. We just might be on like,
yeah. But
good luck to Deontay Epps. Also, thanks to our great sponsors of Connally Cadet Football. Again, Masonic Construction. Again, Sturda Steel. Jenner Jones, we appreciate him. The Graham Properties. Also, thanks to American Bank. So many people to thank as well. And I'll tell you what. Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, the McLennan County agents. Also, thanks to Southwest Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. We appreciate them and their sponsorship as well. And one other note about everything else we have, the U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company as well. We appreciate them. And thanks to Parsons Roofing, of course, what a post-game interview that was with Shane Anderson that Craig did along with Kavion Gaither and Bronche Miles. Thanks to Craig Smoke. Thanks to Paul Catalina. Thanks to Ryan Davis for spotting. I mentioned Deontay, and thank you for listening. A classic tonight. Connally in overtime beats China Spring 46-45. I'm David Smoke. Good night from China Spring, Texas on 106.7 FM, The Eagle. Thanks to Chewy. Hector's on vacation. Thanks as well to JC and Mr. McCutcheon and Sikkim 365 Radio.
You've been listening to Connally Cadets Football on Sikkim 365 Radio and 106.7 FM The Eagle. Presented by Masonic Construction, building trust with quality work since 1969. Sturda Steel spectator seating for grandstands, bleachers, and press boxes with design, engineering, and fabrication at SturdaSteel.com. American Bank, face-to-face banking. State-of-the-art technology, local decisions. Parsons Roofing. It's not just a roof, it's our reputation. And Texas Farm Bureau Insurance, U.S. Army Waco Recruiting Company, and Southwest Sports Medicine. Connally Cadets Football is also sponsored by
Allen Samuels Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Fiat, the First National Bank of Central Texas, Petty Clinic Low T, the Willis Law Firm, Graham Properties, Richard Carr Motors, Halo Athletic Center, Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, First Central Credit Union, Camille Johnson Realty, Boozer's Jewelers, Bird Culchin Ford,